that booty go. Watch that booty go.
Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Jess? Hello? Hello? Let's see.
Watch that booty go. Watch that booty go. Watch that booty go.
Who's ready? It's Billionaire with some facts. The future is game time. Fernando.
You ready, grinders?
Watch that booty go.
Yo, grinders! Clapping in the streets. What's up, everybody? Sirens are galore. We are here. Grind House is open on Monday night. Are you ready? I'm ready. You think I was done? You think I was done from Friday? Oh, I'm not done. Oh, baby, I'm not done. We got some talking to do tonight. And Frogs is here. I see you, Frogs. Frogs like, hello? Hello? What's going on? What's up, Frogs? How you doing, man? I think Frogs is there. He's unmuted. You're unmuted, Frogs. Let's see if I get you in there. Well, Frogs figures out the unmute. Oh, no. Damn.
Oh, what's up?
There he is. What's up, man? How you doing?
I was waiting. I was just waiting.
Know. I've
been good.
Dude.
Got some nice edibles in the mail today.
Oh, damn.
A few moments later.
Frog is face first. Face down.
Oh, no. I already knew. Take half. I looked at how much I was like, okay, if this is 20 milligrams, I'm just going to take half.
Jesus,
I'm just going to take half. Half is enough.
Pause. You're talking about sugar, right? You're getting some sugar and some salt.
Yeah, there you go. Some sugar.
Yeah,
that's one.
I'm drinking from my Bartesian. I'm drinking the Hemingway Daiquiri because, put fruity drinks in the chat because we're going to drink the fruity drinks tonight. But they hit hard. I got rum and vodka mixed. Chill. We're ready. But first, I got to shout out. Frog, do you know? I started this thing. We got over 80 grinders knocking on the door, waiting for the grindhouse to open.
Oh,
Dude,
nice.
they are rocking, man. They are ready because they've seen the bullshit, the horse shit, and they're playing games, and they know games are coming in the next week or so, or starting right now. Games are out. So all this other hyperbole that we dealt with looks like idiotic. It looks so idiotic, so stupid. And we'll talk about it. But first, I got to shout out all the VIP grinders. They're right here in the chat, but they're also in the Herman Holtz Splits. Frog, this VIP grindhouse, I'm going to have to expand it. Herman Holtz could only go so far in his splits. He can only go so far. Dude, I don't know if I could get a double Herman Holtz, and he's doing 2 orange boxes here, splits. But, man, we got Profit came here, CKUK, man, the VIP grinders, man. Thank you so much. They're doing the splits. SIFU with the splits. Toolman55 in the chat. Dude, Game Night Gadget. Nick, how you doing? Everybody, all the grinders there. But thank you so much for the VIP grinders. Who are you? He's here. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much, man. But, yeah, if you want to be a VIP grinder, hit that join button, and you'll get access to the Herman Holtz split emoji, the booster emoji, and also Bootleg Joel. I'm going to, now that we got so many VIP grinders, Frog. Bootleg Joel, man. Yo. Award winner of the Booster of the Year Award, Bootleg Joel recipient of the Booster of the Year Award 2021. I don't know. He can make it a 2-piece if he does his job this year.
Every time I think about Bootleg Joel, I just can imagine him, I don't know why, being like one of the villains in the Running Man.
Sub-Zero is now Plane Zero.
Damn.
Lights out, Christmas tree. Yes, but shout out to the VIP grinders. I know, like, you'll get active. There's Bootleg Joel in the chat. There he is. Toolman, thank you so much. Nobody you know what? Let's get a booster out there. Oh, man, nobody wants you booster. Frog, we got a new VIP grinder, James Williams. Welcome to the VIP Grindhouse. Thank you so much, James Williams. Welcome. Please be flexing those emojis as we go through tonight's show. There'll be plenty of boosters. Who are you is showing them all right there. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, James Williams, for being a VIP grinder. We'll be adding you. You know what? We got James Williams here. I'm adding James Williams live to the grinds, to the Herman Holtz splits. We're adding James Williams right now live. Where is he? There he is. He is there. New VIP grinder, James Williams, added to the VIP. We need renovations. Herman Holtz. These dudes still stay outside. Booster, Phil with his refrigerator. Even though he wins the award, I don't give a shit. He can stay out there.
Bootleg Joel.
Bootleg Joel's out there. Booster 2.0. They got some donuts on the shelves back there. The refrigerator. Dude, leave them outside. Leave them outside.
No.
Gamers are in this place.
Don't forget the second floor rooftop parties they're having with the bathrooms to the second stall.
Yeah, they keep those rooftop parties. Phil, keep your rooftop parties where you're handing out Phil Ness juice. We don't need that stuff. But we got some topics to talk about. I got the list.
Yeah.
Oh man, we got some lists. We're gonna tell the media to SIFU up. You know,
man, let me tell you, I can't wait to get that.
SIFU. Oh man, I've been playing some SIFU.
Man.
Yeah. Dude, all I'm going to say is this game came out, Frog. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I got to say, this game came out right when I finished my Cobra Kai binge, and I'm ready to I'm like Eagle Fang. Yeah! I'm like, and then it gets all down. I'm like, Miyagi-Do. Awesome. This game came out. Oh, my goodness, please. Right when I finished my Cobra Kai binge, this game hits, and, dude, it is the game of just...
I can't wait to talk about it.
Dude,
I just really can't talk about it.
So... You know what? We got the grinders going wild, man. The grinders going friggin' wild in this chat. Holy crap. I can't even keep up with the chat here. But we're going to go hit that like button, everybody, because we're going to go to the grinds board. If you're new here, what we do, we thank the VIP grinders. We always have to look up to the balcony and shout out to the VIP grinders because those are the guys throwing the beads down with the party down here. And we always have to mention the people that are not allowed in the VIP club with Booster and everybody out there. But after we do that, we go to the grinds board. There's a list of topics that we're going to grind on. Oh, pause. Oh, damn, pause that. Oh, man, there's a lot of innuendos. You got to be careful. But I got some gameplay. That's what took me some time. But we're going to go this crane kick. That's right, Nick. Crane kick. So let's go to the grinds board. That's where we're going right now. Gaming Grindhouse is open. What's on tonight's platter? Get my intro. I need the saw. I need the video. Where's my video? Oh, my video's not working. Oh, damn, I gotta fix this stuff. Everything went all over the place. I gotta get my video of Mr. The Grindsboard. Where is he? I don't see him. Well, you know what? Screw the transition. We got some stuff to talk about. Mr. Grindsboard is not here. I don't know where my video went. There he is. Oh, maybe who knows? Who cares? You guys know. It's the guy grind. Here's the Grindsboard. Sorry for the no fancy transitions this evening. I don't know where the hell he is. But we got the sirens, though. We got the sirens. There we go. There's your fancy transition right there. There it is. We got the sirens. I need to get a little buzz before we get to the topics. Let me take a couple of swigs of my drink. All right, Frog. There we go. So, Frog, let me list these topics here for you. We got the state of plays. We have Bungie and Sony price details. Let's talk about the 10 service games coming from Sony. SIFU and difficulty, and the reviewers are soft. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it. Soft. Forza Horizon, 10 million copies sold per Decimal Geary. You know, a true source of the material. He knows the sales.
That dipshit.
Dude, man, that guy, face down, ass up. That's all I gotta say about him.
Hey,
we got some shit to talk about. Dude, he is just, he's wild.
Definitely at the rooftop parties.
Rooftop parties and ass basements. We don't know what those going on there.
It's him and a couple other guys at rooftop parties, and they definitely use that stall from second to the last. I tell you what, man, the shit they say.
Soft.
Wow,
dude, look at the grinders with the soft. Dude, know what grinders? I think we need a new emoji, Frog, with soft. I think I'm putting the new emoji of soft. SAWFT, soft. Yes. But I know rooftop parties. And then the last topic, and this is the one that I was grinding some gears on Friday about, but I wanted to revisit this.
Yeah.
Why is cheap gaming services our future? And where's the proof that this is working? Because I don't understand why all of a sudden now everything needs to be gutter trash and cheap for it to be acceptable now and the future. And then nonetheless, the future. We're going to talk about that. But first, we're going to talk about the state of plays. So, did you see both of those state of plays? There was a GT7 one, and then there was the Ghostwire Tokyo.
Ghostwire Tokyo, yeah. I saw both of them. GT7, very, it's already pre-ordered. It's been pre-ordered. But very impressed. I can't wait to play it. Ghostwire Tokyo, I don't know what that game is, but it just didn't. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like it's kind of like a Deathloop feel. Like it didn't really rub me the right way. It felt like one of those games that I'm like, yo, I don't know. This game doesn't really. But for some reason, I have a feeling it's going to come out. And even though we may play it, and like I think I bought Deathloop when it was on sale. And like I said, like I don't see why that game is a 10 out of 10. There's some freaking feelness going on with those reviews, but I think Ghostwire Tokyo is going to have that same feeling. You're going to have, because isn't that a game that's not it's like one of those studios with Bethesda or one of those studios.
It's TangoWorks.
Oh, so see, once again, anything that Microsoft purchased is going to get scored well on PlayStation.
You think it's going to get scored well? Because I don't really care for that state of play. That was on the state of trash, basically. I didn't understand
that game. I had no interest in that game at all. No interest.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. Like that game is really hard to describe to anybody because like every time I look at it, I'm like, this game looks like trash.
It looks like it should be a VR game.
Yeah.
Like I just don't understand. He's just walking around the streets and doing like magic mage stuff, fighting like one ghost. Like it looks like a VR game.
Right. It's just something. It's just weird, and I don't really get what the game really is. And I'm be honest, like seeing it, I was like, I don't know if I have any interest in this. Like, I don't know. The TangleWorks, aren't those the guys that made
what did they make?
Game? TangleWorks made what's the hold on, let me think.
Some of the grinders are liking it. So anybody in a short sentence, does anybody know like I just don't know what it is. Like the story seems like he's in
tell you what it is. Like it's hard to describe this.
It's
game.
like a magician combat game, I guess. It looks.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It doesn't really. I don't know. It's weird, and it just. I don't know what I'm getting from it. Like, it's not really like setting well. Like, ooh, what's the name of the game they make? I think it's Evil Within.
Evil Within.
That's the game.
Yeah, I think that's what they make. Evil Within.
I'll have both of them.
Big Bud said it. Thanks, Big Bud.
Oh, you did say okay. Yeah.
Evil Within.
This game, it has that Deathloop feel. Like you running around with characters with no faces, and I just think it's one of those games. It's like it's just. It's maybe to be a
maybe the combat's decent. Like, the only thing that I could see is like from what they've shown, I really don't. Yeah, it's weird looking, but maybe if the combat definitely if the combat hits, maybe it'll get some interest in it. But I just feel that a lot of it almost would be probably extra points if it was like a VR game and you were kind of doing the things with your hands. And like moving them and pulling ghosts and doing that stuff with the VR. Like I really think that would have been a cool approach because that's what it looks like.
You're my #1 customer.
I don't know what this game is, man. This game is weird.
Well, Ben Dova with the $2 says the game looks interesting. Day one for me. Good. Well, it looks interesting. It definitely does. I agree. Like it looks interesting. It just looks like I don't know what the combat's gonna be. Control-wise,
it's like It feels like a similar game, like a Deathloop.
No, that's not like a Deathloop game. Deathloop was weird.
What I'm saying is,
Deathloop was different.
What I'm saying is, but nobody in Deathloop really has a face, realistically.
Well, they give a third-person perspective of like the video, but you're right. They do their first-person shooter thing.
Yeah, and then
it's
just a weird game. Is this supposed to be a horror game?
It is a horror game. It's a Japanese horror game. So that's why I think a lot of people are interested in it because it has that that Japanese type horror, like that the Haunted Schoolgirl, games like The Grudge, like movies like The Grudge and things like that. It kind of has that kind of feel of it. Sunderman, like Sunderman, like the kind of weird like these things. Like
it's very weird.
What I'm gonna say is like if you look at the hand animation and stuff like that, like if you just hitting a button and he just whips his hand out and just does a move. If there's some sort of motion with the controller, because I do think that the controller, like with the vibrations and stuff like that, might really add to it. They did say that they're adding stuff to it, so I do think having that in a horror game, creepy stuff. I think that controller could kind of lend itself to the immersion of it. So I'm interested in seeing what they do with the controller because we'll talk about SIFU, and it is definitely really cool. And with this. With some of those horror elements and with some of the magic and stuff, I could see them really kind of using the dual sense in a sense like that. But we'll see. The combat, it looks interesting. I don't know if they're just showing just single engagements. Like they're kind of showing here actually going through. So it looks like he's going through a single play game because they just show that fighting in the street. Like it does look like there's some stealth elements. He's sneaking up on demons. You're right. You know what, Frog? Watching the gameplay now, yeah, I see Deathloop.
You're my #1
Frog,
customer.
you got some of that Deathloop.
No faces, and it's just a weird. It's just one of those weird, because Deathloop is. I'm not gonna lie. When you play Deathloop, it's a very weird game.
It does. Like he's sneaking around stuff. Yeah, shout out to the Game Night 123. A great grinder over here. He goes, it's just gonna be like Naruto hand signs for 20 hours. He goes, also, it was originally pitched as Evil Within 3. Interesting.
I can see that. But still, I don't know. It's just I'm not just looking at the trailer. I don't know what it is, and I'm just like, this seems like something I'm like I need day one.
But
like every time it's just like this is a weird ass game, and I can't really explain it to anybody like what kind of game it is.
Yeah, see, Josh Ayers is saying he's all for Japanese horror, but he's saying that this doesn't really look good. So I think they did the state of play. I watched it. I watched some of it. I
just want to make sure. So, this to be because Deathloop is eventually coming to Xbox, right? So this is a game that will eventually come to Xbox also. Because I'm guessing these games like Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo will eventually, because Microsoft owns the studio, so they're eventually going to come to Xbox. But neither here nor there. I think they were always going to go to Xbox. I just think that Sony had these exclusive deals with whatever these studios were.
Tango Works, Bethesda.
Yeah, and I just look at this game and I'm like, I don't know what this game is or why it's trying to be what it is or whatever it's trying to be. Maybe it has an appeal to, I think, and maybe it comes out and it's like, we don't understand it until people start playing and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, once you play, you get it."
It comes out pretty soon. On March 25th, it's dropping. So it's another March game. Like you got Gran Turismo exclusive, and you got this coming out in the same month, like the beginning of the month, end of the month.
This wasn't on my radar. Like SIFU wasn't on my radar.
Oh,
and
SIFU was on my radar.
But this wasn't on my radar. And since the first time I've seen this game, it never really kind of like said, "Ooh, I want to play that." Yeah. I was just like, "What the hell is this?" Same with Deathloop. I like
Big Bud says it's gonna get a 10 like Deathloop. Like
when I saw Deathloop, I was like, "What is this?" And I couldn't really grasp what Deathloop really was.
Yeah.
And then when I played it, thank God I bought it for like freaking $35. But then when I played it, I was like, "Oh, I get what this game is trying to be. It's a roguelike, and it just seemed like Deathloop came at a time where roguelikes were really popular." Yeah. And I think that's why maybe. But like looking at this game, the magic and all that, I'm just like, what the fuck is this game? Like, I don't know what it is. Why are people walking around with no heads in their bodies? Like, it's just a weird game.
It's basically like he's in an alternate dimension of, and you know, all these demons are roaming the street. Like, it's similar to Evil Within, and it's just like a Japanese version of Evil Within. And basically he uses magic powers to
just like I said, he's the Japanese Harry Potter.
Yeah, you could say that too. Yeah, I guess so.
Also, is this world that you're in, is this free roam?
It looks semi-free roam. That's what it's looking like. It looks like it's definitely semi-free roam.
Like a freaking magic Batman. Not Batman. He's using the magic Spider-Man freaking webs, and he's flying from.
I'm telling you, man. VR. You put this in VR with the two hand controllers, and you're doing like those animations, like pulling apart and grabbing people and throwing ghosts and shooting powers and stuff. I'm in for it, man.
I mean, he's fighting a ghost with a free. It looks like a balloon under that sheet. It's just a weird.
Well, we will see. But this was one of the state of plays. The other one, which was great, was Gran Turismo. Whoa, baby, man. The detail that they're focusing on in that game is insane. When they were speaking about the weather effects and finally, you know, weather effects in the game, you know, not like kind of a track or so, but it changes depending on where in the world these tracks are and stuff like that. I thought that was incredible. And the detail, the new livery share, the way they have that, where you can now put tons of stickers on things, and people are going to make incredible stuff. And 400 cars at launch.
Oh, they are.
Like 35, 40 locations, something like that.
39 tracks with some coming back from like GT2.
Yeah, they bring some old ones. I think it's more there's 39 tracks, but I think there's different versions of them. Like there's 39 locations or something like that.
There's 39 locations, but the thing is the tracks can be reversed, or you know, you play the tracks, they can go to they got Nuremberg
tracks, yeah.
Nuremberg, that's man.
Oh man,
that's a long track. I've been to Nuremberg. That track is long. But I'm interested in driving in the game.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait to see that in VR when that thing comes out. But man, and also too, the way they're doing the controller with it, it's just going to be incredible. Like that controller is going to feel like they said like the brakes, you can feel the gas, you can feel the inertia, you can feel the tires and the different you know, the different types of like asphalts and G-force and stuff like that. I want to see how they do that.
I can't wait.
Like they're really implementing that control really hard, and the game looks absolutely incredible. The details of the cars. Now they said ray tracing's in the game. We knew that, and actually it looks incredible. And that new photo mode, I love photo modes. So like those photo modes are going to be kick ass. Like
photo modes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Any game that has a photo mode, I'll try.
That comes out March 7th with Gran Turismo.
Oh,
I think March 7th Gran Turismo comes out. And then this comes out, I think, the 25th. The Shinobi outfit. You have a Shinobi outfit, and then Ghostwire Tokyo. But again, see, like this is the point that I always try to make with like these games. Maybe Deathloop, Deathloop, even Ghostwire Tokyo, or even GT Sport, are not your thing. Like that's why you still have Horizon. You have Ghostwire. You have you have variety. You have SIFU. You have these games where they're adding like if not game every game is gonna be the game that you want to play. You know, like and it's great to have variety like that.
This is what I'm thinking, and let's just be clear. So it says Bethesda Softworks. So if you're talking
March
about
4th, March 4th, now you're March 7th. Thank you.
If we're talking about new IPs, they got Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop so far that would have came out this generation. And I didn't really think Deathloop, the 10 it was getting, I couldn't understand that. Why it was getting that. Well, I do know why. I think there's some yellow chair bandits that are, but I just didn't understand why the game was a 10. It definitely wasn't to me. And I did beat it, but what I'm saying is like I played enough of it where I was like, I don't see how this game got a 10. Because there were a
don't
lot
even
of
start Deathloop. You know what? I don't
yeah,
even
I don't
know.
understand
We'll
it.
get into reviewers and easy modes and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll talk about that. And that's going to
Dude,
go to our whole.
yeah, like
you know,
the reviewers in the
there's
media.
the state of the industry of people of these so-called journalists and reviewers that there's something really weird. And
We'll
I think
talk about it. Yes, that is
yeah.
the next topic. But the next topic is: did you see the details with the Bungie and Sony price details of the overpayment everybody was saying of the $3.5 billion for Bungie?
Well, okay.
Did you see that?
There was a lot of money that was spent. There was like 1 point something, basically 1 point I think 8 or 9. They were spent to keep the people that were there.
Yep.
And then the rest of it was spent on an acquisition of basically of the Bungie itself. And so, reading deeper into it, what this looks like is exactly like we said. Bungie and the Destiny IP going forward will be multi-plat, just like the whole Minecraft deal. It makes sense. It makes money. If a Destiny 3 comes out, it's going to be multi-plat. Any IP that Bungie and Sony make on an existing any IP that Sony has intellectual property on that Bungie makes, Sony keeps it. Bungie doesn't own it; they just make it. But any new IP that Bungie makes, Bungie keeps. Sony doesn't like. So say if they make a brand new, I don't know, some kind of game that we don't know about, and then next thing we're sitting there like, yo. Bungie has the opportunity to bring that multi-plat, and they also have to they also keep the intellectual rights to that IP, whatever new IP. So as long as Sony says that was go to Bungie and say, hey, make us a new Resistance, because then that obviously Sony keeps it, but Bungie has made it. So I think this is one of those deals. I think when I look at the Bungie and the PlayStation and the Sony deal, this is one of those deals that more or less this is going to benefit. This is benefiting Sony first and foremost because they're getting a lot of talent, and then PlayStation second. This is one of those things. It's like it's going to benefit Sony because they were talking about movies and different things. I was like, I can see this being bigger than we think it's going to be for Sony as a company, as growth. But I think on the gaming side, when we're talking about that, I think unless Sony comes to them and says, hey, we want to make this new IP from blah, 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 and we had this ideal. Most of the games that Bungie will come out with, whatever the Destiny project, the next Destiny project is, or whatever they said they had new IP in the works, they get to decide whether that's multi-plat or not.
Yeah.
And if it's in vain, and this is my thought process, it's one of the things you had on the list. This will be one of those games. It's going to be a service-based games. It seems like Bungie knows what they're doing when it comes to service-based games. So why not just let them continue to do that? Make Sony some money. Yeah. Make it easier for, like a game like Destiny. Like I have so many hours into it, and I just actually bought the season pass. But a game like Destiny,
the Witch Queen that come out 2 weeks. The Witch Queen.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. And there's different things I think.
They said that 1/3 of it is of the deal of the acquisition. Yes. 1/3 of the money that Sony's using is being reserved as deferred payments to the current employees to get them to stay long term. And it was just one of those things that's very interesting.
That think they overpaid.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I was gonna get into people like, oh, they paid so much for one developer, where people are buying publishers for this. And I made a point on Friday talking about quantity versus quality, and the importance. Yeah, the importance of retention and keeping everybody intact. So you see, the reason why they required Bungie is not just for what Destiny is going to make for them in the long run as a service game, but the talent and the capabilities that Bungie has in making online first-person shooter type games and, in worlds and environments and building character. And Bungie is known for that. And know why? They did it twice. They did it with Halo and they did it with Destiny. They also, Marathon was a great first-person shooter back that really had the mechanics of origin of Halo. But like they basically took two franchises and made them into worlds. And that's talent. That's something that they weren't a one-trick pony. They actually did this again with Destiny and come out with a sequel. Ben Dover with the $2. He says, From Software is joining Sony first party next week. I know that's the rumors. I know there's rumors that saying From Software might be joining. Dude,
you're my number one customer.
Again, thank you for the super chat. But the thing is that Sony is definitely making a more precise a movement in their acquisitions and what they want. And they're making movements to generate games or supporting new studios in making their first game. Like that Gene Raymond. I have that as Haven Studios, like another thing where that is going to be a service game. There's some things that leaked with that, some details about Haven Studios. I have that one right here, basically saying that shout out to Nebol here. He says coming to the PS5 and PC, the company has tripled in size. This is the Jade Raymond studio. He says the first game is a persistent and scalable, evolving online environment. The team wants to push the PS5 console and will collab with Cerny on it. That's the little gist that came out of the article with talking about Jay Raymond's Haven Studios. But that's another studio that they announced, not an acquisition, but a partnership with. And she was working with Sony. Same thing with Deviation Games. So Sony is definitely targeting these studios to generate games and content, and definitely focusing on the quality aspect. Where Microsoft is kind of like just at a buffet saying, "I'll take one of everything," and just really just it's like, well, sir, can you eat all that food? Are you taking all that food back to the table? Can you eat all that? And they're like, I don't know, but I'll sort it out when I get back to my seat.
There you go.
And that's what Microsoft is doing. They're walking up to the buffet and go, I'll take a couple of well, they're not really filet mignons. I'll take a couple of chuck steaks. Take a little bit of that beef ragu. Give me a couple of those French fries. I'll take some of the sweet potatoes. Give me the Roman potatoes. Give me the Idaho potatoes. There's some mashed potatoes. And sir, I'll sort it out later. I don't know what I got. They said I got a sci-fi shooter, a bunch of fantasy RPG games. I got a whole bunch of Dooms and Perfect Darks and Halos, and then I got a bunch of like magic games. I don't know. We'll sort it out later. Then that's Microsoft. It's like just blind shopping, like just like supermarket sweep, and it's just a plate of Doritos, big buns, and it's just like basically. We're going to talk about that, the unknown, these games as a service, because that's the next topic. But like the thing is with Bungie, just to come back to Bungie, it's really focusing on their talent and their quality of what they can do. And I really feel that it is a good approach that they really want to keep Bungie intact and use them to, propel their online. Because that was the one thing that Sony really didn't have, was that first-person shooter, a multiplayer focused type game. And the fact that they are, working with that, I think that is something that really fills them out. Now, whether they are going to make their next game exclusive, they said they might not. But I really feel that in this deal, there is something that is going to benefit play. And this is what I said, the same thing with the Activision deal, right? I said up front, they're like, oh, games everywhere, we okay, everybody's going to be happy, because they don't want to hurt the worlds that they already created. But they're going to leverage these companies. They didn't buy these companies to just put their games, just to put their name on some stuff. Maybe Microsoft did. But they are going to leverage these companies. If they need a certain thing, or they feel that
you're my number one customer,
they want to have this talent, at least with Bungie, in order to adjust to this market. If the market is going towards the service thing, we need some better service games to complement our first party, single player or multiplayer type, narrative driven games. We need something to balance that out, because we need to have our own service stuff. Especially you see the investors and stuff like that going like, well, Meta and all this and that and service games and cloud games, and Sony's just like, you know what? Don't be afraid. We're in it too. Like, we have our service game, because now they could just throw out, hey, we're working with Destiny. So everybody's like, okay, now Sony got a service game. You know, it's not all just Microsoft having 20 service games and everybody talking about PUBGs and all this other stuff. At least Sony has something in their helm. And I think that's kind of one of the things. But I like it for the talent at Bungie. We know they can do stuff. And the fact that they're working with Sony, who believes in quality, I think it's two heavyweights, like just together. And I really feel that it really was played down a lot because unlike the other camp, I feel sometimes that the Sony camp is more of like, where are the games? And not so much celebrating the purchase of this. It's nice. But if I don't have a game coming out from them in the next year or so, show me some gameplay. And I kind of feel the same way. Like these acquisitions, are nice, but if they don't show us games from these acquisitions, then who cares? Like I really don't care. It's like a chess move and them spending money. Like it's something to talk about and interesting. But it really, if it's not yielding games, like look how silly everybody was in 2018, like jumping in the streets, taking their shirt off because Microsoft bought studios. And that was enough to like have people get hyped until this day about the studios they purchased. And they weren't even big studios that they bought in 2018. They were just okie dokies. And like, they merged with Playground Games and things like that. Like, but people were satisfied. They're like, oh, I'm done. I could go off into the sunset of Xbox. Phil saved us. Bless us, Phil. You saved us. You bought studios. I feel like we're not like that. Like I just feel that like when these purchases, I'm not like that. I'm more like, okay, you bought them, that's nice. Well, where's your game? I'm not gonna sit here and celebrate this, and celebrate the potential when when there's no games coming out. So shout out to the Game Night 123. He goes, it was also mentioned that Haven pitched 3 ideas to Sony and they would have funded all 3 of them, but they decided on the one game due to the manpower, etc. Thanks. They also did say that they tripled in size, like they got huge in size. But there's no cap, man. It's just the thing is that we see Fire Sprite, they're actually having a game out already, right? Yeah, Gadget says it. Yeah. Like Fire Sprite showing Horizon VR. Okay. Tell me what Compulsion's working on. 2018 Microsoft has them. What's Compulsion working on? If that game is not a blockbuster, AAA, huge game, like, what are you going to say? Guys, what were you doing since 2018? Like, that's the issue. Like, if you're assuming that it's going to take 3 or 4 years to make a AAA game, if a AAA game is not coming out from that studio, then you're going to say, well, dude, what were you doing? Perfect Dark is supposed to be a quadruple A game, dude.
They're too busy scheduling rooftop parties,
dude. They were so triple A's, the quadruple A's, that they had to get another studio to help them. We'll see how that goes.
What are you doing? Scheduling rooftop parties.
Yeah. They're going to brunch. Same thing goes for Insomniac. Like, look at that purchase. That purchase was made in 2019.
Oh man, that worked out,
dude. 2 games already, and announced 2 more.
Let me tell you something.
That's what I'm talking about. There's no cap. That's facts. That's exactly what happened.
There is. On one side, it's very, very, knowledgeable. I'm not knowledgeable. It's very accurate when you see what the studios that are being purchased and the stuff they're putting out and just the talent they have on one side. And the other side is like, hey, let's buy everything up, no matter if they got talent or not. And if shit sticks to the wall, it sticks to the wall.
Dude, they're gonna have to do a lot of sorting out, and I said that Activision thing. That's going to take some time. And that's the other thing, too, about the whole, like, this deal is that, Sony's is getting smaller. They're not buying publishers yet. I don't know. They might. People say they might buy publishers, but they are buying.
You know that?
Oh, they'll buy.
Yeah, I was about to say, that Activision deal, we still got to wait and see. That may not.
It's going to take time, dude. Like, it's going to take time for it to close. And then after that, then they're going to direct them on what games to make. By the time they sort that out, you're going to get your Call of Duty. But, like, by the time they sort out the other stuff, like, I don't know how long that's going to take. Like, these are big merges, and they're going to take time. Whereas you buy a developer, you buy a studio, you can have them working on a game where they pitch you a game and you decide to fund it.
There you go.
That game's coming out in the next few years, like the next year or so. When you're doing these Activision deals, dude, that is a huge. They got 1,000 employees. They got to find out about redundancies. There's all mergers and stuff like that. It's going to take time. And the stuff that they released since, no, see, CJ Robinson, tell me it's cap. Big Dude says every studio Microsoft bought in 2018 has released a project. What? Uh-oh. You're going to get the sirens, dude. You're getting the sirens. Released a project. Project what?
Released the Kraken.
They said that released the Kraken. No, they still don't work on the Kraken.
They haven't even done that.
Sirens. Release the project. Dude, we got, I'll tell you right now, since 2018, what do we got? We have Bleeding Ass. That's done. They made 2 characters and they're done with that. Less than a year. Bleeding Ass, that's done. No more support for Bleeding Ass. And Grounded is still in beta. So there you go. And please don't tell me Outer Wilds, because Outer Wilds was released when that was already done and that was published by somebody else. That wasn't even Microsoft. So what have they really? No, what they did? The Psychonauts 2. There we go. So of the studios that they purchased, that wasn't even in 2019. Psychonauts 2. So there you go. Well, you know, Playground Games working on Fable. You know Fable? I don't know what it looks like. Initiative was built in 2018. Drew Murray leaves after they announced the game, and then what happens? They go get Creative Assembly to help them? Okay. Dude, hey. Please go show me what's going on. But, yeah, that film that's juice is making a way around. You got to be careful. But the thing is, with Sony and Bungie, the fact that they're paying to keep retention is very interesting. Again, I am really not excited about all these purchases and buy this and buy that. I really don't care unless it yields games. That's the point.
Yes.
And if you look at Insomniac, that is the best purchase of this generation in the last decade. Because they bought them, we got games, and they got 2 more games coming. There you go. They got Fire Sprite that they bought last year, added them. They're making a VR game coming out. Okay? Tell me, Bethesda, they bought Bethesda. Bethesda released 2 games for Sony. If Bethesda was so valuable, ZeniMax was such a value to Microsoft, why wasn't Deathloop and Ghostwire targeted for Xbox? Where was that Microsoft money? Where were the billions there? Where were those billions?
Yep.
It makes me wonder, actually, when did they decide that they wanted to buy ZeniMax? Actually, Frog. Let me think. When it kind of makes me go,
oh, God, well, why? Grindhound.
Oh, Grindhound's going at it. Like, think about it. Did Sony make those deals with those 2 games after Microsoft sought interest in ZeniMax? Like, it was pretty interesting because, like, you know, it's pretty interesting because if Microsoft saw value in ZeniMax, they would have took those 2 games that were looking to get made or getting published and would have published them. Because I remember Deathloop was shown like a while ago and was supposed to be multi-plat, but then Sony identified it for theirs. But like if Microsoft was really shopping around looking for ZeniMax to buy a publisher, don't you think that, you know, Deathloop and Ghostwire would have been like the first kind of examples of like, hey, let's put these on Xbox platforms, PC, console, and see if they work. It makes you interesting to see that did Sony make those deals with those 2 games and then Microsoft decided on a whim because the Game Pass numbers, or they said, hey, we got to do something here, and they just made a big splash in buying ZeniMax. Reactive, knee-jerk reaction. Ninja Shroud, remember though? Knee-jerk reaction to just something not growing the way it should be. Let's just buy ZeniMax. But if they really were shopping around, why wouldn't Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo be on Xbox? That's kind of like the first examples of this game, right? Nobody wants to ask that stuff. Nobody is. They're like, Sony bought it. If Sony bought it, where was Microsoft with the shot with the billions? How did poor old Sony outbid the billions of Microsoft, and Microsoft bought the publisher, but Sony gets the 2 exclusives for the next 2 years? Same thing with Call of Duty. Sony got that deal with Call of Duty. Microsoft lost it. If Microsoft found so much value in Activision and in Call of Duty and wanted it part of their service, why wouldn't Microsoft try to buy out those contracts or try to partner with partner with something else? If they can't do Call of Duty, maybe do something else. Microsoft showed no kind of inclinations that they were even interested in these publishers prior to that. Right, Frog? Like I never saw they just came out of the blue and going, we're buying Activision. It's like, oh damn. We're buying ZeniMax. Like they just woke up one day and sat around the table going, Dude, Game Pass is at 25 million, at 20 million. We need to hit 2 billion gamers. The games are not lasting that long on our service. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Buy somebody. It almost seems like that. Again, I'm not saying that it happened, but nobody wonders. Nobody's wondering about that. So, I don't know. Nobody asks. Nobody sits here when they're rubbing their nipples about the ZeniMax deal. Oh my God, Bethesda games all on Game Pass. Nobody asks, well, how the hell did Sony get 2 exclusives? I'm not saying they're great, but like, how the hell did that happen? You rub yourself, you wear the Phil Spencer thongs and rub yourself $100 bills from Microsoft money. Get that turns you on. You're so hyped about Microsoft money. Well, where was the money to bring you games? Why are you capping for a company that's not bringing you games, but expect you to get off on buying goddamn publishers and you got to wait 4 and 5 years so they figure the shit out? Enjoy, I guess. But, Game of the Year award, give them he saved Xbox, so I guess that's it. The savior. Saved it without bringing games to your system. I don't understand how that's celebrated. You're gonna have to talk to me on that one. Because I don't know. That makes no sense. But Microsoft got the money now, but you don't got the games. You got hopes and dreams. They bought you wet dreams. That's what they did. But we're talking about Microsoft, man. Why don't we just go into the service games? The next set of service games, Sony says they got 10 of them lined up. I think the Jade Raymond studio is one of them, right? That's one of them. We know that Destiny and maybe the next game from Bungie is probably the second one. So they got some other service games going on. Maybe with the Deviation Games.
You're my number one customer.
Game Night 123 with the 5. He goes, it's especially weird that they bought Activision right after they criticized them for everything that was going on with Bobby and the work culture. Yeah, Game Night, real interesting, right? And that's what I mean. Like they're the Mothman. They just buy them when they're dead. They're dead. Like they're inheriting a lot of a lot of stuff with Activision. Good luck. Good luck waiting for everything to sort itself out. So these service games come from Sony. Now again, Jim Ness got on his friggin' Hell's Kitchen talking about the service games and we want our games everywhere. He had a little dose of Phil Ness. I think they bent him over in the stall and they friggin' gave him a needle or some Phil Ness in his ass. But Jim Ness coming around talking about service games and all this other stuff. They got 10 service games by 2026. I have no problem with service games. What I have a problem about is when the service in the service game is fixing the game. That's what I have a problem about. I don't have a problem with a game being a service game. You want to add colors and skins and all that other stuff, that's fine. But what I have a problem about in a service game is when the service is actually figuring out what the game is or giving you the content that you would expect to be there at launch. That's what I don't understand. That's not a service game. That's a beta that they're trying to fix. And if service games come out, and I know what else? I think Destruction All-Stars is probably another service game. But that game was, again, it was put in a service. They tried to add a season pass to it. They fixed some of the hit detection and stuff in the last update. But the problem is that the skins and just the game just, it had some decent gameplay, but it wasn't that great. It wasn't that engaging. And that's the point with service games. You look at a game like, oh my goodness, I was just telling Frogs today, Splitgate is adding custom maps to it. That now you can customize your maps. Oh yeah, MLB. MLB is a service game. You're right, that's one. Each year? So in the next 26, that'll be like what? That'll be every 4 years? That is a service game because they got the Road to the Show and the Dynasty thing. But again, I don't have an issue with service games per se if they're done right. And, Splitgate, I think, is a perfect example of a service game done right. You release the game, and even, Rogue Company was pretty good when it launched. Like, it was pretty engaging. Like, you want to make sure that there's enough engaging content that keeps people entertained. Yeah, right? I don't know if MLB is one of them. Who knows? This is Jim Ness. I don't know. But when you look at the service games, you want a game that actually has enough content at launch to keep you engaged and keep you invested in the game and want to buy those season passes and want to stay around to see what they do. Also give you seasons and roadmaps as to the content that is coming. Those are the kind of things you want to see in a service game. A roadmap. When the game launches, we're gonna have a season in 3 months, and these are the things we're putting in that season. We're gonna have another season, another month, and we're gonna add this. Oh, we heard we're gonna add this stuff. But the initial core game is actually good. Another great service game. Oh, what the hell is it? Now I'm forgetting it. It was like Destiny. It was what was it? Warframe. That's another game. Warframe was a really good service game because it was really complete, fully featured as a base game. And they just kept adding and adding and adding. Same thing goes with Destiny. Even though it started as a full price game, as a service game, if you get into it now, there is tons of engagement and content and things to do in the base game. So I'm fine with service games, especially if the base stuff. But then you go look at, I'm just going to put it in the chat as a visual. Warframe was shit at launch, CJ Robinson says. Okay, good. When the hell did that launch, though? CJ, you know when that launched? When did it launch? But I don't know. When I jumped on Warframe, it was pretty damn complete.
Warframe launched during the launch. It was a launch game with PlayStation.
Oh, that's when it launched? Well, that's when it launched on console. Did it launch before that?
I'm not for sure, but
I thought
know
it was out there.
I think it was out on console, but it was on PlayStation for a long time, exclusive. But yeah, it launched. It launched on PlayStation as like a launch title.
Okay. But I'm saying, like, that game was pretty damn, when I played it, and again, it also probably depends, too, when you jump on the service game. Like, I bet you people, it launched last gen. So I bet you when people play Halo 10 years from now, they'll be like, oh, this is a great service game. So a decade later. But if you look at Halo as a service game, and then you also look at Sea of Thieves as a service game, these are service games that Microsoft advertised as service
You're my
games.
number one customer.
Sea of Thieves was announced as a service game before it even released. Halo was talked about as a service game for 2 years, a year or so before that game released. So these weren't games that they just decided to make service games at the end. These were identified as service games. And when you look at Microsoft's definition of what they're given as service games, they're basically betas of skeletal structures of games that will sort themselves out over time. So I think my problem is the way Microsoft views service games hasn't been a great representation of what a service game should be. There are better models out there of service games. Fortnite, Rocket League. You look at those. And I feel that there are better representations of service games that have enough content. And the biggest problem that people are having with the Halo Infinite, and I didn't really put it on here, but there's a lot of articles going around about Halo Infinite just losing tons of people, Basically, look at it, and you look at Windows Central, did an article today, and they said, Halo Infinite's play count has fallen sharply since launch of period late in 2021. The game has a variety of serious issues, including lack of the content that Halo fans have come to expect, shallow customization options, a controversial microtransaction shop, poor PC performance, a rampant cheating problem, which as a service game that's cross-platform, how the hell do you not have anti-cheats implemented? You were the one that was trying to pioneer this day and date on PC first-party games. Where is your anti-cheat? And you have it with Master Chief Collection. So strange. And a severe issue with ranked matchmaking, which I think they were resetting the skills. Recent upcoming fixes and adjustments have alleviated some fan concerns, but many improvements are still needed. And I'm telling you, like, it is dropped. Like, it's like 20,000, 30,000. It was at 230,000, 70,000 when it launched. And we're not even talking about we're 3 months in. We're not talking about a year later. We're talking about 3 months from when this game launched. And it has fallen significantly. And that's the other issue with Microsoft's vision of service games, is like, to take a game that was traditionally a content game with complete and fully featured and having unlockables and all this other stuff, and turning that into a service, it's really hard, because that pivot, people come to expect a certain thing. That's why if Sony introduces a new IP as a service game, and that's why I think Sea of Thieves actually stood around longer, because it was a new IP. If you do that, you might have more success in your service game, and actually more forgiveness and leeway and acceptance into that. But if you're taking a game when you're on the 6th iteration 20 years later of a franchise that's known to be content full and forge and co-op and all these unlockable helmets and lockable stuff, and then put it all behind paywalls because you gave the multiplayer out for free, that's a huge pivot to an audience. And that's why Halo, I said, they have an internal battle with Halo, because they have a huge fan base that followed them for so long, and they're going to try to convince them, buy your skins now. Pay $20 and get a helmet. $7 for a helmet. That's tough. So I hope Microsoft doesn't have that in the cards for Fable or Perfect Dark. I think they could probably get away with it with Perfect Dark, because, you know, people haven't really played that much of Perfect Dark. But you think about it, you know? Now, Sony, if they do like a new IP as a service game, like I said, like Sea of Thieves, they might have some more leeway. But again, the core game has to be essential. Like, if you even look at Ghost of Tsushima, that multiplayer could be considered a service game. You know, they had the seasons, and, you know, they added content to that one. There's some microtransactions, things into it. I think there was some microtransactions. They added some things to it with it for some skins and stuff. But that game is complete as is, and that's the thing. You want to make sure you have enough content to keep people engaged and interact with your stuff, not 3 maps. Not 3 game modes. So Microsoft has to sort their stuff out. I think that, you know, their definition of service games, I don't like. And it can be done properly. So hopefully Sony doesn't use Microsoft's dictionary of what a service game is and does it the right way. And we have some good service games. But we will see. You know, this service game, this monetization, and, you know, this was another thing I was thinking, Frogs, is that remember how we had to go through the growing pains of like DLC, horse armors, and DLCs just done wrong? I think we're going to be in the phase now of this whole, because I even saw From Software, he put out a quote too, they're saying like they want a kind of a service game as well. I think everybody kind of wants like this game that's in the background, that's just pumping out revenue, so they're not these peaks and flows where they make a game, they make their money, and then it drops off and nobody buys it, then they got to put it on sale. And they want to kind of have this game in the background that's consistently getting revenue and stuff that they could use to probably fund their projects and things like that. So when you look at
all
it,
they want to do, Joe, is they want to be able to build a house that you want to live in and just, you know, charge you rent on it. They don't want you to own it.
That's the meta, man. They want you to build these worlds that you want to live in. You know, you want to build houses and you want to live these metaverse worlds. That's what they're looking for, these games. So I think we're going to be seeing in the next few years, everybody's going to try to do their service game. And I do think we're going to be through some real like bang, like some maybe good ones, but we're going to go through a lot of bad ones. We already have. Like, I think a lot of people realizing, like, you know, this service game stuff really may not be the be all and end all answer. Because, you know, like, it's almost like how investors are, where they make these big generalizations, right? And they just kind of go like metaverse, cloud, and they see the potential of all these people, but they don't realize that you really need to address the needs of these people. You can't just generalize and just see 20 billion people. You know, you go out there, you just see 20 billion people out there, and you just go like, oh yeah, they're all like the same thing. No, they don't.
I give you one better. This is basically what it is. It's like when Xbox Live came out, and then every person that developed the game felt they needed some kind of online feature in their play online.
Yes, that too. You're right. That's another one.
Mm-hmm.
We went through growing pains and like, this, what kind of multiplayer jank is this? Like, they're like, what multiplayer? And it was like broken, and like they added co-op, and it was just like another clone. It was hard. Like, I just remember people were just testing the waters out, just trying to get an online type thing. You're right. And we went through those growing pains. So I think the service stuff, and you know, we're going to be going through that, you know. Josh has said, horse armor and service games. Who are you? Says, just like the fans, let's move from Halo to SIFU. Yeah, I agree. So, but these service games, we'll see. You know, Sony definitely got Destiny in their back pocket, but, you know, I think they're going to make some of these service games. You know, they said it, so we'll see. But I did, oops, what was that? Oops. Tale of Two Cities here, Frog. I just mistakenly just swiped across. What was that, Windows Central? This is now, but meanwhile, they gave it 100. They gave Halo Infinite 100. Halo Infinite is a phenomenal game that completely exceeded my expectations by seamlessly blending new elements of Halo traditional formula. 343 has crafted a magnum opus. I got it. I need the real siren for this one. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. What the hell? So we saw these Halo reviews. What cap? Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Oh my. Game's not perfect. Perfect. It's perfect. 100. Jesus.
Means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work over the last few years with our first-party output.
That's always been a hit on the company on that. Whenever I hear some criticism.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say always. Like, I think we've gone through times
not to throw mud on you, but I have to know that's a fair. I think it's something fair to say.
It is fair to say, and
that's Windows Central for you.
I'm trying to use the phone.
Yellow chair, dude. That's yellow chair with a friggin' pole sticking out of the seat. Jesus, game was perfect. A magnum opus. Magnum opus. Game of the year. Oh, Jesus. Dude, they wanted it so bad. And remember, too, Halo was 100s because Call of Duty was trash. Battlefield was shit. Remember? Call of Duty was garbage. Vanguard was garbage. Horrible. Activision. Boo. Boo, Activision. Call of Duty sucks this year. I guess that's good for Halo, right? Who knows that you'll be in bed with them a couple of months later. Oh, that gotta hurt. Oh, and then Sony is in bed with your beloved Bungie. Oh, Jesus. Talking about getting kicked in the nuts. That was a kick in the left and a kick in the right. Holy Jesus. I tell you, man, it's got to be a roller coaster of emotions if you really love that Xbox with Phil Ness. If you're a Phil Ness lover, it's got to hurt. They're blowing smoke up your ass so much that your cheeks are blowing up.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Booty running that studio, man. What quality comes out of a Booty? Come on now. Told you right there. They put no future on the Xbox last year, the Series S, the Series X, no future with Cyberpunk Edition. They hire a guy named Booty to assess quality of their games. What are we doing here? The writing's on the wall. But give Phil the award, though. And give all these yellow chair cappers magnum opus. We're not done with the media, Grant. Ladies and gentlemen of the Grindhouse, we are not done with the media today. This is just a sneak peek of these sons of bitches. All right? This is a sneak peek of these capping sons of bitches media that must get donuts delivered to them every friggin' Sunday with Phil Ness cream on top and Booty clapping for them in the streets. Ridiculous. 100. The game, they told you. The game was missing shit. Magnum opus.
Okay.
Magnum opus. They told you shit was not there. They gave you 3 maps. The Grindhouse spoke. The hell out of here. 10,000 people checking this out. People complaining. We'll figure it out. Halo was so bad. They delayed the delay of the announcement of the announcement. In November, they promised you that they were going to tell you when Forge and friggin' co-op were going to happen in January, when they were getting their hundreds.
When this game came out, what did I say? This game will live and die by as fast as they can put stuff out. And it seems to be coming to fruition.
In November, they told you, we will update you on co-op. They'll get in the hundreds. The ball washing, the Xbox refrigerator, 20 years of Phil Ness. Everybody was celebrating. Nipples were being rubbed. They were getting sores on their nipples. They're rubbing their nipples so hard. Hundreds were giving out the Halo. Oh, they showed us shit last year, but this is better looking shit. Maybe it's not as nasty as like some meat eating shit, but it's actually, maybe it's like a plant eating shit. Like, it smells, it's shit, but
it's not as craggy.
It's not as craggy. Yeah, it doesn't have a bad smell. It's not stinking up the place. It's still shit, but it's one of those silent shits that don't stink up the place. It's not one of the ones you gotta move out of the house. That was what they showed in July. But then they took another shit, and this one, it didn't stink up the place so much. You didn't need so much potpourri for it. They were getting hundreds. And then they come out there, and they're like, oh, yeah. Oh, we'll update you in January after we have holiday, and we'll tell you about Forge and co-op. January came and went. They delayed the delay of the announcement of when Forge and co-op were going to come in January. And Joseph Staten comes out there going, yeah, we didn't hit it this time. But actually, you know what? You want to know what? This is the Grindhouse. We're not no Dustin Liguri shit where we just talk out our ass and stink up the place. We actually get the facts here.
Oh,
I don't talk out my ass here. I'm not no booty clapping son of a bitch. I'll tell you right now. Where is it? Where is our good friend? Where is he? Where is he? Here he is.
I have a question, but it's not even related to
Frog,
this.
Ask your friggin' question. Oh, and they celebrate 20 million fools. 20 million people rubberneck to check out the friggin' accident.
Well, this is the question.
Halo.
No relation to this, because man, Microsoft, man, I just get kind of this about it. My question is this: if I got a PS5 and I profile share with, say, my wife, right? So she can play on my games, I can play on my games. Can I put my profile on a PS4 Pro and they can play my games also, or no?
Yes.
Okay, so like, say for
you
instance,
could share per generation. So like, you could be each generation is totally different. The PS5.
So I can have two profiles on PS4 and then two profiles on PS5. And
yes, you could game share PS4s, and you could game share PS5s. They're two different generations because you could be logged on. I've done it. You could be logged on at the same time as a PS5 online playing, and then you could play a PS4 game online playing at the same time.
Nice.
And you could do that on two PS5s, nonetheless.
Nice.
Anyway,
nice.
Here's Joseph Staten. He goes, hey, folks, in November, Biggie Valley, We don't use the word soft here. It's soft. It's SAWFT. You can rewrite the chat there. Just put the words SAWFT, soft. That's what we do here. Because everybody's so soft. That's what they are. Here, Joseph Staten. It's very soft. There he is. Hey, folks. In November, I said we have to have
number one
Infinite
customer
updates in our seasonal roadmap. Co-op and Forge in January. We need more time to finalize our plans so we can share something you can rely on. Not something that you're excited about or something that is really something that you're wanting. Something that you could rely on. Frog, hear those words. What the fuck does that mean? This work is my top priority, and we'll have an update as soon as we can. Dude, we want to share something to you that you can rely on. There's all the softs. Holy Jesus! Zork 310 with the 20. Froggy goes, I told you in your last video, integrity matters. These media folks are paid clowns. Multi-level marketing, look into it. Scams.
Yes.
Dude, totally agree. They are scamming sons of bitches. They are soft. They're soft. They want their promos. They want their Xbox donuts and refrigerators and care packages and filled friggin' jerk-off sandwiches. But look at this. Joseph frickin' Staten. In November, when I was getting hundreds, Game of the Year vote. He didn't say all that because he probably couldn't fit it in there. Game of the Year. Thank you so much, Zork. Game of the Year votes. That's right. Soft. Game of the Year. The media was loving us. Halo was back. Remember? Halo was back. Bootleg Joel, he's back. Halo was back. Woo, woo, woo. There he is. Bootleg Joel. He was back. He did win the friggin', Booster of the Year award on the Grindhouse Awards. Update to our seasonal. This is the service game. See what I was talking about, the service? Let me tell you something. This ain't no fucking service. All right? Make it real clear. This is not a service. This is a beta bullshit game because of Game Pass and Xbox quality that doesn't stand up to the task of time and poor management from that shit-ass booty. This is not a service. This is bullshit wrapped up in a service box. I could sell you brake pads and slap the words guarantee on it, but all I'm giving you is a guaranteed piece of shit. That's what Microsoft's doing with the word service. They're slapping the service on it. They could slap service on any game. But what they're giving you is a broken-ass lack of content game that they need to figure this shit out. But they're calling it a service. That's not a service. That's not a service, grinders. Hit that fucking like button. That is not a service. This is bullshit. And you got paid subscribers for that trash. And not even saying we're going to give you something exciting. He says we need more time to finalize our plans so that what we share is something you can rely on. What the Grindhouse? The hell does that mean? We're talking service games. The hell does that mean? We know Forge and Co-op are not there. What the hell does that mean that we could rely on? Does that sound something exciting as a gamer? Are you excited? I'm not excited. Are you? I'm not. I'm not excited. Something that you can rely on. The fuck does that mean? Rely? Do you mean so when you say something, so what you said in November is something I can't rely on because you told me in November that you're going to have a seasonal roadmap and an update about this. Well, guess what, guys? You told us before this game launched. You told us before this game launched that the season was going until June. Wait to E3. Who launches a game as a service in November and tells you that the season's going to be over in June? As a new game in a service. The fuck kind of season is that? That's like 3 seasons in gaming worlds. Seasons last a couple of months. The fuck you do? June. Then, since we can't rely on you, obviously, January comes and goes. You broke Big Team Battle. Your animations of your goddamn flames and shit don't work. And now, we told you we'll give you a seasonal roadback. So let me tell you this. I bet you guarantee Forge is not coming. I bet you Forge is coming next year. And I bet you co-op maybe comes over the summer. It's bullshit. That's not a service. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's not a service. They're dangling that shit in front of you. In August, they told you that they wouldn't have co-op and Forge. In August, they couldn't figure out respawns for co-op. In August. And I want to tell you what, I played through the campaign. I beat the campaign. You want to know what? I don't think it's going to be that much better in co-op. Frog, do you? I don't think so.
Definitely not.
Those trees not going to look any better in co-op, Frog.
And I'll tell you what, they're dangling something in front of gamers' faces, but it's not exactly what gamers want. Oh, shit. Frog, like those trees are not going to look any better in co-op. Those taking over posts are not like, dude, like there's not a lot of. Gonna get the same freaking pop in and pixelated trees you're gonna get now,
and even the mission design, Frog, and taking over things like it would be better in co-op. But I'm not looking forward to do all that shit again with like 4 people. Like it wasn't that engaging or varying. Like
this is so far from what we thought this game was gonna be, and it should have been. And this is what's disappointing when you have games that have a name attached to it that you have an expectation for, and they get thrown into a service. I don't think you should have an expectation for that game as much anymore because that service does not make that game better. Everybody running around Game Pass. I really, the only reason they're saying this is because they're on a platform that's not producing. And they're like, fuck it, if we can't win, nobody can. And that's sad. I mean, we're just in a state of mind where people are so tribalistic. They rather see the whole industry go down as a whole than to make gaming good. And that's pretty damn sad.
I know. Froggen, this is the biggest franchise that they had, 20 years of Halo, and they're treating it like a friggin' neutered dog.
Man, they're treating this like this is like their first time trying to attempt to freaking do something like this. And it blows my mind that you would even do this as a company that
you're right.
knows their fan base love this game.
You know what else?
The fact that you would even do that is just kind of like it just boggles my mind. How they even think like this is a great thing to do.
You know what's interesting? Sergeant says here, he goes, it took them years to fix Halo Master Chief Collection with something that already existed. This is such a great point. Who would have believed them in a pandemic setting to deliver something in time? Welcome to the Xbox circus. Yeah. Phil the hat ring right there. But that's such a point. You'd think they would have learned their lesson with Master Chief Collection, and they're acting like this is their first go round.
You know, this game, honestly, and all jokes aside, this game really, really, really should launch the end of this year. It should have. And I think that it's at a point where it's like, why launch your games if your games aren't ready? And I don't know what to say.
It's a service. Let me just put the word, instead of soft, I'm going to use the word service. It's a service game. I can put it out whenever I want. And guess what? I already got your money with Game Pass. So I got your money. You can't vote with your wallet. I said that on Friday's show. Go watch that one. Plug.
Jeez.
You can't vote with your wallet now with this service shit. So, and with this Game Pass stuff, I already got your money for the campaign. Like who cares if I don't give you updates in January? You already paid $15 a month to play the goddamn game. So
you pay to play that game.
Yeah, I don't care.
You either purchase the game like me, and it's like the guy who really gets shafted is really
us,
in a sense,
the gamer, us. That's what I mean. This is
telling
a
people-
Trojan horse.
This is what you're telling. This is what these developers and even the publishers, but they were telling with the Game Pass type of model. We can deliver your game, and it can be half baked, and you shouldn't be whining or crying about it because it's in a service.
Exactly.
Imagine Netflix says, "Here's Stranger season 1. It's going to be all 12 seasons, but you only could watch the first 6 seasons." Basically, because we want to tape the next the next whatever seasons in 4K, so you're just gonna have to wait.
Yeah, right.
And you're like, what?
But they got your money,
Like,
right? They got your
oh
money.
yeah, but they charge you. But they're gonna charge you that extra $5 a month. I don't get how. And I've heard so many people.
Oh God.
Consider themselves industry veterans or gamers, and I'm like,
dude,
these people. I don't understand how a person can. I started playing games like you started playing games in the Atari, Nintendo era. Nintendo's what really made me a gamer.
Yep.
But the
I
original
played
NES.
Atari and Coleco, but yeah, Nintendo's like what brought me in.
Yeah, Nintendo is what made me the gamer. Zelda,
I'm a diehard Nintendo fan. Like that's it.
And so, yeah. But my thing is, if you started that generation, and if you started gaming then at my age bracket, and your mentality now is loving Game Pass, and I don't know what kind of gamer you really are, and I don't even know. I would love to see some of these guys' accomplishments of what they've achieved, and what games they've beaten, what they play yearly, because these can't be people who actually game.
I know.
These are more.
Well, we'll talk about that in the last topic. We're gonna get a palate cleanse, Frog. I know you're about to go off, but guess what, Frog?
Man.
We're gonna wait. Grinders, hit that like button. Here comes the sorbet. We got the lemon sorbet now, the palate cleanse before the main course, before I lose my goddamn voice and Frog goes off with the grindhouse.
Man.
We need a palate cleanse. I think I grinded a little too much. The grindhouse is getting wild in the chat, man. They're writing goddamn paragraphs now. I can't even read it. Bahama Hammer just wrote a goddamn novel chat there. Thank you, Bahama Hammer. That's a good name though. Bahama Hammer. So who are you knows where we're going. We need a palate cleanse. Here come.
Who are you?
We're coming out. Who are you? Says it. Here come the waiters are coming around. They're handing out the lemon sorbet before the main course. We need a palate cleanse. We need to talk about some good ass games. Halo has the appetizers sucked ass. I need a palate cleanse before the main course. Ooh. And we're gonna talk about SIFU. Hey!
There we go.
Dude. First off, incredible intro title scene. It was a tutorial with a title scene. That's what I'm showing right now. We're talking SIFU, everybody. We need a palate cleanse. Talking about quality games and talking about some. But this even grinding my gears when people tell me about the price. All these goddamn pocket watches, these cheap ass gaming. We're gonna talk about that.
Oh my god!
But dude, let me tell you something. This was awesome title screen. We were like doing the tutorial, but now guess what? Some reviewers I saw soft. Oh, SIFU is too hard. This and that. You know what? Go look in the mirror, pull down your pants, and make sure your balls drop. Because I'm done with this soft shit. This game is a game that we grew up on. You talked about Nintendo games. Frog, this is the thing. Let me give a preface because I played the game for about an hour and a half. I played the game for like 2 hours. Now, I might be in the honeymoon period. Maybe I'm going to get soft. I don't think so. But let me tell you something.
Whoa.
Dude, pause. Let me tell you here. This game, the way it works is that it's that type of rogue type game where you're playing. After you die, you get old, right? You die at a certain age. I believe it's like 70 and you get old.
75.
75.
So
yeah,
I died.
As you're playing, oh yeah, I did it. Just want to see the mechanism. I just want to see how it works, dude. So whatever, but then remember save points, Frog. So whatever level that you finish at age, that's the age that you start at the next level. So like if you get killed a lot in the first level, you get killed a lot in the first level and you like enter level 2 or the next the club, the next level, and you enter it as 40 years old. you're going to be like kind of like going into the Mario World 7 and you only got like 3 lives left. Like, so basically it's that traditional type of video game where if you get your ass kicked, the game is going to get harder because you're not going to have as many lives. Like, you don't have that many deaths. So, and you get slower as you get older. Like, you're not as quick. So, and it's so friggin' cool because it's this awesome mechanism that it's not just lives, but it actually impacts the gameplay. Also, there's a whole type of rogue system.
You're my number one customer.
Up as you gain experience and gain combos, and you could actually lock in some for that cross different levels or some that just stay satisfied for that one level. But what's so cool about it is that you get better at the combos so that you kind of, when you restart the game, like a death loop type thing, when you want to restart it, if you want to restart it at the beginning and do a new run, you could maybe get through a level with as a younger age. So you can maybe, and this is funny because after I died, I was like, I don't want to play the club again at 40 years old. I want to go back to the beginning and see if I could get through the first level with minor deaths, because now I know how to fight the boss. Which the boss fight.
That's how you're really supposed to play.
And that's how you're supposed to play it, because now you fly through the level. And what's interesting is that all the unlocks, all the keys to like navigate, all the secrets and stuff, it kind of like you could just run through the level and just beat the hell out of a guy, like almost like Returnal. But Returnal had randomized stuff, so some games would have been shorter than others. So this run is going to be the same, regardless how you go through. So what's nice is that you could run through, and I see the grinders really liking this game, dude. I'm not talking about the gameplay. I'm just talking about the game design. So I went through and I went to the boss and I only was like at 21. I only died once. Also, too, if you kill people, you lose the multiplier. So then if you die continuously, there's a multiplier, so you age faster. But if you kill a bunch of people or beat them up, you lose that multiplier. So when you die, it's only maybe a 1 year increase. But if you die and you don't have that up, that's a multiplier, which is pretty cool because it's kind of geared towards maybe you might die a lot of times at the boss fight, and that's where you're gonna accumulate a lot of your age. Will be at the boss fights because some of those boss fights are tough. I only went through one of them yet, but all I'm saying is that it's such a unique mechanism for a game that it's another twist on this rogue challenging mentality of you level up, you could start the game anew, you have a save point. Remember the big death loop thing, like, or the whole Returnal thing? There's no save points. I got to start at the beginning. Well, this one has a save point, but if you're going to start at level 50 and 40, it's going to be harder as you progress. Now, do you know how many levels there are in the game?
Yeah, so you go to age 75.
Oh, well, 75, but how many biomes? Oh, not biomes, but like how many levels?
Okay. There's 5 total levels.
Okay.
But they're broken up into different sections because you can find shortcuts, and so like you can go, like when I played on the first level, I was on the first level when I'm playing, and I found a shortcut. Well, the next time, I took the shortcut, it was there, and it was just different. Like if I never explored, I wouldn't have found. Yeah, so
I fought the twins to get that shortcut. They were like twin guys that had a key, and I was able to get a shortcut but I didn't have to fight them again the second time when I went through.
No, because it's only that one time is because you found a shortcut, and once you get that shortcut, it's open. And also another thing, the game I think that does something well, that it's roguelike, but it's different in whatever you permanently unlock stays. So if you can go through biome 1 and you can just keep unlocking stuff, it stays until you come back in again.
That's good. Because I saw the level up system.
So you have to it'll say, hey, stop it. It'll say buy this certain thing 5 times at 500 experience, and then if you do it, that's 5 times. The last time it'll give you the option to make it permanent. That's how you get it. Because I was watching somebody that plays similar to where I play, like BG does something I do. Like if I'm playing a big open world game or whatever game I can level up, I level up to the max, then I play through the game because I want to be able to, enjoy the story more. I did that with God of War. I did that with a lot of games.
You did. I know you did that with what the hell game was? Yeah, Assassin's Creed. You do all the side missions, you level it up, and then you go through it. I'm the opposite. I go through the story.
I do all the side missions. and then once I do all the side missions, then I play the game. Usually, I think what happens is I have a higher trophy pattern too because I get closer to a platinum. Most of the time, I don't go for platinums, right? I just play the game. But if it's a game and I'm
well,
like,
what did you think
wow,
of how good? So you got.
I'm gonna say SIFU was a game that to me
You weren't interested in it at first. You were gonna wait.
Didn't care. Had no interest. It wasn't on my radar. And then I think it was you and a couple other people on my list pre-ordered it, and I was like, I'll just wait for you guys to tell me.
Oh, okay.
Same with like Dying Light 2. And then I'm sitting there, and then I'm like, wait, people already playing SIFU? And my buddy's like, yeah, man.
Yeah, the early
so
one.
freaking, and I started playing, and I was like, okay. I was like, let me get it, even though I wasn't, And sure enough, I didn't think I was going to be interested in it, and I'm really having fun with this game.
The reason,
it's
well, I was going to say something before you continue. I want to say I pause it right here because you could feel the fan and hear it through the controller. Like that's why I'm pulling around here because you feel the fan on the controller. It's crazy as you're walking through.
You can feel the rain in the beginning.
Oh, the rain you can feel the beginning, but also these fans that are here. That's the reason why I was going around. But if you see me why I'm standing in a room, it's because you feel it in the controller. It's pretty crazy. Get Frog, sorry.
No, but I was going to say SIFU wasn't on my radar. It was kind of like one of those games like I looked at and I was like, hopefully it's good. And it comes out and stop it.
Grindhounds.
Man, Grindhounds had to do it to us. My son's dog, man. I had to hit her with that fly swatter. She's over here digging in my leather chair. My lazy boy's leather, and she's just digging, trying to dig a hole.
Oh my god! I wanted to kick him off the ledge there. I was like,
oh my gosh, man! But anyway, shoot, yeah, wasn't on my telescope. Wasn't even interested in buying it. And I think what changed that a little bit is the friends I saw that I trust that were playing it was like, hey, I got a buddy. He played. He got Returnal first day, and he's like, I can't get into this game. It's super hard. But he's in the SIFU. He's like, man, this game is super fun. But he's the same guy. That me and him beat Absolver together because you can run through that game, and I was like, SIFU probably could. I think SIFU has the ability at this point, for a $40 game. If they wanted to, they could add some more, levels, different stuff, kind of like what's the game? Streets of Rage did, but SIFU is definitely a roguelike. It's not a game that's going to be everybody's going to like, but I think it's for the people who want a challenge. And like you do feel like when you're playing, it's like that old school Nintendo game. Like I can do this, but what it's going to take me to do this is repetition and time. I'm going to have to learn.
This part was the best, man. This part was awesome. When you go in the hallway, oh my god, when you fight in the hallway, oh my god.
I don't understand when people are giving a game a 4 and they're saying, "Hey,
they're saying,
hey, this is too hard." I'm like, what kind of person are you that reviews this game? Like this game is hard, but it's not.
Oh my god, I just want to play it.
It's not hard to the point where I know I can't do it. Like you guys just have to be really bad at it. Come
on, man. This is like the evolution of a brawler. Like
let me tell you,
they brought like you said, Streets of Rage, man. This brought like the brawler games, the arcade brawler games to the future, to us.
Bullshit comments from people. I beat it in an hour. The game is only 5 levels for $40. This is trash, and these are people who haven't more than likely played it. Most of them haven't. I would say for a $40 game, it's worth it. It's definitely worth its price.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
Because I honestly do think they priced this game right. I think this is the perfect game in between games to play. It's that kind of game. It's like that perfect game in between games where you can go back to it and you're like, yo, because the thing is, once you beat all 5 levels, you can still go back in those levels and try to find the secrets and stuff.
Yes.
And the story is interesting,
The story is pretty like it really is just kind of like a revenge story.
But what I'm saying is,
it's ready to go. Like it's just beat ass. Like just beat the shit out of people. Like there's no like
of a master killed, and you're speaking revenge. That's basically because at the beginning it doesn't show this in trailers, but you can be a male or female.
Yes, you can. You can be male or female. Yeah.
Yeah, you can be male, female, child of the master that you were, because it's a child. But I think what this game does really well is art style, music. I think that the fighting mechanics it's hard, and I think that's what a lot of people, it may turn people off. They say, geez, this is just too hard. But I don't think if, you look at this game, I don't think it's like if you look and say, well, this is a small studio, and for what they did, I'm like, I can respect it. I can definitely respect it. It's really fun. I'm having a lot of
Yeah.
great moments in there.
Dude, so let me just explain. So like the way it works is that your L1 is your parry and also your blocking, but also they'll have highlights on their feet or their arms if they try to go low or high, and you basically could just you hold the L1 trigger and you L1, and then you use up and down to kind of dodge and stuff like that, and you use R2 to dodge. So, but it's pretty like it's really just square and triangle, like and use circle to pick up weapons. Like my thing is, I've been using weapons more so because if you look at the if you look at the yellow bars underneath them, that's kind of their break point. So if you focus on somebody
like Sekiro.
Yeah. So like if you focus on somebody, you basically could kind of break them and use your execution on them. So that's what you want to kind of do. You don't want to just do one taps to everybody all over the place. You want to kind of have some sort of rhyme or reason of how you're doing your combos and stuff, and who you're focusing on. But as you see, like you level up as you die. You could use your XP. You could save them. You could permanently unlock moves and things like that. But man, and then the way they have the environments interact, and it is you're basically making like a highlight reel. Like it's so awesome. Like it's very impactful. And what I was saying about the DualSense is that you feel all those different environmental things. Somebody said you feel flies flying around you.
Yes, you do. You do.
It's incredible, but also too, you feel the hits. Like the controller it's utilized so well. Like it adds more visceral feel to the game, and you go through, and basically, everybody's you kind of learn the enemy controls. Like these are a kind of pressure point attacks where you could freeze time, and you unlock different ones where you could do an eye gouge, different parts of the body you could focus on. But the sound is really good. Like I thought the sound was really good, but I definitely just want to play the soundtrack to the Karate Kid and play this. Like that's my thing. I'm gonna play the Karate Kid soundtrack, dude, all day. All day, I'm gonna play. I got Spotify. I'm gonna do You the Best Around, and I'm playing like, oh my god, that's all I'm playing. You're the best around, dude. That's what I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna be whooping that ass, and I'm just like, and it's funny because like I'm gonna stream this game because I think the grind is really. See me just like yelling out Cobra Kai stuff, dude. I was like this. I'm like Eagle Fang, like I'm like strike first. Cobra Kai.
I mean, it's very interesting game. I think if you're into beat 'em up, just a beat 'em up type of game, I think it'd be interesting in it.
It's like a fighting game. Like it's a fighting game. And then here's your XP, other level ups too, like overall XP, like perks basically. I just showed that part. The soundtrack was dope. I got the soundtrack too, and the Who Are You? He's staying in the Buck Raja, Basically, I got the soundtrack too. You get that in the deluxe edition, but the soundtrack's really good. And
really good soundtrack.
Dude, look at the destruction and just like it just adds. It reminds me a little bit too of like how Stranglehold was. Oh, let's see. So somebody says that they changed it to square left punch. Oh, Magnum Visual. That's a good point. Like they could have, but then it would have been a little more complex. But I hate those guys just throw stuff at you. He's saying like left punch one, right punch like with because that was kind of what they had in Absolva, right?
Attack. That's it. Yeah.
It's light and heavy. I want the Karate Kid, dude. I'm doing the Karate Kid soundtrack, man. We're doing that. I'm doing the Cobra Kai, dude, and I'm just playing this game like that. This is my grind game. Like I'm gonna be grinding. I love to stream it with that, but man, it is just. I'm really enjoying it. Again, some people say that the honeymoon is not a honeymoon. The really game is that great. It did get great reviews. Like it wasn't like totally trashed, but like some people.
I would say it was most of the people. It was an 8 and above. Like if you look at
it, did well.
It was probably a solid 8. Like which I called. I said 8 is probably what this game would get. But there again, I had no interest in this game.
Yeah.
Just like but then once I started seeing that it wasn't just Streets of Rage and they required you to have a little bit of skill, I was like, oh, let me give this a try.
Animation's insane. The hits and the animation, it is insane. And I just don't understand they have such. We talked about indies and stuff like that. I just feel when I hear about indies, I just feel that Sony has done a really bang up job in getting like the SIFU. They got the Kana, and
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Kana, I think, is something that they help produce. I think that's exclusive. I don't know if SIFU is exclusive, like only on PlayStation, or if it's coming to Xbox or so forth.
But the fact that they brought it there and Fist was another one. Fist was another one. This is awesome. The drug deal, man. I was just like popping through, sliding over things. Like I was like Stranglehold style, man. Oh my god,
man! I got
beat that shit.
I got my.
It's a rage, man. Oh yeah, man. But it's such a good release, like a rage. Sweep the leg. That's right. Put him in a body bag, dude.
Yeah, it's not one of those games that you're gonna play and be like, this is so hard, I don't want to play it. It's very playable. Like I was listening to some people talking, they were like, man, why do they keep releasing these hard games? And I was like, are you guys gamers? Like, what do you not like? I don't get it. But I don't get it.
Frog, you hit the nail on the head right there, Frog. The thing what you just said is that it's not and this is the same thing with Returnal. The gunplay, the shooting, the fighting in this is so entertaining that is not a chore. Yes, it's a bummer if you die at a boss fight but they have a lot of safeguards on here that you kind of go in
if you
there.
beat the first level and you go through the second level, you can still go back to the first level and go to so
I'm at age 36 here and I'm like in the first level because this is my first time going through it and I wanted to see how he gets older through it, and it's amazing how it slows down. Like,
I'm gonna tell you what I've been doing.
So cool.
People probably really. I just been playing the first level because I got the second level and I got my ass beat really bad. So I went back to the first level and I kept playing through it just to level up my things and make them permanent.
Yeah,
and I know some people are like, "Man, that's bullshit." No, hey, they put it in the
that's
game.
what you did in Demon Souls. You say go there and grind, right?
I'm gonna level my character all the way up with everything permanent, and then I'm just gonna play through the game.
Hey, the twins.
And because some of these hey, got pretty far in the freaking club level, but then I got to a guy.
All right, dude,
look like Tom.
You died a lot, dude. I'm gonna say after I beat these twins up, I'm gonna show you, man, the club level. Oh my god, that was the best moment, dude. It was basically a kung fu version of friggin' Baba Yaga of Keanu Reeves. Like, dude, just going into that club and just fighting up everybody with the music playing and stuff. I'm like, dude, this is John Wick. This is John Wick with karate, no guns. It was just. I'm gonna get to it. I'll show you because I don't want to show you the boss of this one. There's a shortcut there, but I'm gonna show you if I have the And that boss fight was friggin' awesome too. The botanist. This guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was so cool.
I like the part where he rips his shirt off and he's fighting you. I'm like, yo, who is this dude?
Photo mode.
It was just like he just turned into a freaking anime character.
I didn't grab the video of the club. Good. You guys should basically experience that yourself. And you want to know what, Frog?
It's awesome.
We got over 150 people watching. You know what? I'm doing a giveaway right goddamn now. Dude, I'm giving out. I'm gonna get. I don't know how much this is, but I got some Sony points here. I'm gonna put them in the chat. Because I want, and you don't have to use it on this game, but the games are coming, and I got some Sony rewards here, and the grinders have been so awesome. I'm gonna do a giveaway. I'm gonna give away some Sony points because we got some Sony, some PS bucks, whatever. So I'm gonna be yeah, that's right. You put it's about quality games. It's about quality. And there's a lot of stuff coming. And yeah, I want you guys to experience it. So I'm going to be putting in the code. There's going to be 3 parts of it. Get ready, grinders. We're doing a giveaway. Hit that like button. Share it out. They want to win. They're looking for the beads. They're lifting up their shirts.
Oh,
dude.
Shit.
Oh, it's the Phil Ness juice. So I'm going to put in the first
Phil
one.
Ness beads? Is that the Phil Ness beads they're getting?
Phil Ness beads. Watch it. I hope this works. If it works, just go. We're doing a giveaway right now. This is for PlayStation points. I don't even know how much it is. Hold on. Let me see. I think it's the, let me see here. What is it? Oh, 20. It's a 20. It's a 20. I have it here. My codes. There we go. It's a 20. So it's halfway through. I was able to redeem it before. And I had it. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm giving this away right now. Let's go. Oh, there we got the one code. Frogs, you ready? Everybody, the grinders are ready. Hit that like button, grinders. We're doing the giveaway. I want somebody to play this SIFU or put it towards anything. But the Grindhouse gives. Doing a giveaway. Here we go. We got one more code. Hold on. We're going to be switching. SIFU, baby. Hit those sirens. Get ready. It's coming. We got one more. Only for the U.S.? I don't think so. I think it's maybe it's the U.S. It's a PlayStation Store code. So I don't know if it's only for the U.S. It's just points. I don't think it's only for the U.S. I don't know. I redeem them. Oh, siren! You gotta open it. Ghostface like I opened the app. I gotta open the app. Oh man, the siren. They're hyped. They're hyped. The grinders looking. They're going crazy. That's right. Give back to the Grindhouse, baby. Give it to the Grindhouse. Let me get my SIFU thing here. We're gonna get there with the juicy topic. Share it out. Hit that like button, guys, because we are going into the next
Juicies of Juice.
Grindhouse giveaway, baby. And then, oh shit, my thing flew here. Joseph Staten pissed me off. Hold on. I lost my phone reset. Hold on, grinders. We got it. We're gonna be talking Forza 10 million. Oh Jesus! And then the last part. Let me know who got it.
You're my number one customer.
Oh, did I go through? Oh shit! Did I type it in? Oh wait, hold on. I don't think I typed it. Hold on. I'm typing in the last one here. And two. Nope. There we go. Let me know who got it. The code's in there. $20 bucks, $25. It's money for the PS Store. Fimo with the $4.99. Thank you. He goes, how do you kick objects towards your enemy? Or is it move?
That's something you have to yeah, so what you have to do is you have to it's something you have to unlock. To let you allow to kick like chairs and stuff towards your enemy. Something you unlock. Oh shit!
What happened, Frog?
Nah, I'm playing Destiny and I'm in PvP. I'm in Rumble and I don't
know. It's US only. Yeah. Sorry. People are pissed. Sorry, it's US only.
Dude, what other country would there be that we should put the code in there?
Yo, Street Combat got it. Woo! He's fast, man. That's Street Combat. Congratulations. Money for the PS Store. Congrats, man. Congratulations, Street Combat. Nice logo, too. Ghost Lord says, damn, you bitches are quick. Dude, that's why I put it in pause, man. But you guys are quick. Thank you. Congratulations, Street Combat, for the giveaway. Grindhouse giveaways. Thank you again, Grinders. Awesome. Awesome job. And we are going to the last couple of topics right here. Forza Horizon 5. I'm sorry. Sorry, UK guys. I don't know how I could do it for the UK. We'll do something.
Shit.
Frog, did you know that per this incredible this journalist, very respected in the industry, he says that Forza Horizon 5. Wait a second. He said it sold 10 million.
Wait, when did it send 10 million?
He's a respected journalist.
Games don't sell that high.
Forza Horizon 5 sold 10 million. Don't take my word for it. Let's listen to him.
Million copies in a quarter. At
Wait a second. Let's listen to it. We got to see him.
Oh, I just killed the devil.
There he is. I'll make sure we get him nice and loud here. Hold on.
Are you out of your mind? Forza Horizon 5 just sold 10 million copies in a quarter. At $59.99, that's $599 million. In roughly 2 months? Are you out of your mind? Forza Horizon 5 just sold 10 million copies in a quarter. At $59.99, that's $599 million. In roughly 2 months? Are you out of your mind? Forza Horizon 5 just sold 10 million copies in a quarter. At $59.99, that's $599 million. In roughly 2 months? Are you out of your mind? Forza Horizon 5 just sold...
Shit,
You out of your mind? Forza Horizon 5 just sold 10 million copies in a quarter. At $59.99,
that's Phil Ness, right there.
In roughly
is a proud word from our sponsor.
5 just sold 10 million copies in a quarter. At $59.99, that's $599 million.
He won't stop
in roughly 2 months.
Stop!
Are you
Stop
out of
it!
your mind?
Am I out of my mind? Forza sold 10 million copies. That's $59 million.
A few moments later.
What? What? Are you out of your mind? Forza sold 10 million copies. Oh my God. That's 50. And know what he was responding to? The guy, the comedian that had an issue with Microsoft buying up all these publishers, trying to bottom out games to Amazon the gaming industry, to go so cheap to kind of price out bottom of the barrel games and take a loss at those games so that Sony and Nintendo can't compete. And then when Microsoft's the only show in town to increase their price. Basically doing Amazon, dropping prices so low that competition to stay afloat can't even fund their business because Microsoft could take a loss because they're getting funds from another company. His response was that Forza was one of the games like, they're not losing money. Forza sold 10 million copies. Forza sold 10 million copies. Microsoft don't talk about release numbers. 10 million sold of Forza? Like, what? You know, that's like 20 million people playing Halo. Like, they're not now. Like, if you follow, my thing is, if you follow Xbox, if you are an Xbox fanboy, as you stated, if you do that, you would know that Microsoft does not release that type of information. So why would you should immediately stop and go, wait a second. An Xbox exclusive game announce sales? Microsoft never announces sales of their console, of any of their games. So why would you even think that was real? They said there were 10 million players. And they actually announced that, but they were taking it also from the scoreboard of Forza Horizon 5. Just like Halo Infinite had 20 million players, just like Sea of Thieves had 5 million, whatever, over 7 years. Microsoft's counting every single person that ever logged in and checked out that game. Who's the comedian, Froggy? Is it Destin Liguri? Because that's who we're talking about. That's the comedian because he says it's 10 million sold.
Yeah, that clown.
If you know Xbox, if you follow Xbox, you know they don't release numbers like that. So why would you think that would be something real? Like, I don't understand that.
Because he's an ass clown.
Like, this is what they said. Forza, here it is. Forza Horizon 5 crosses 10 million players as the largest Xbox game. As the largest game, 10 million players. Less than 10 days after launch, Forza 5 already is over 10 million players. They never said sold, even on their Twitter account. And then he's saying 10 million sold and then timesing that by, not then double downing on it and timesing that by $59.99. Going, that is $60 million.
Idiot.
Forza is in Game Pass. How can you automatically assume that everybody's paying $59.99 for a game that's in the service that you cap for every goddamn day?
What a fucking idiot.
Don't buy the games. $60 is too expensive for games. $70 for games. Boo-hoo. But you're quick to slap that $60 price point when you're trying to talk about 10 million sold. What are you doing? If you are an Xbox or you are an Xbox fan, God damn it, 60 million or 600 million, 10 million at $60, dude. What are you doing?
He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, is he?
If you know that those numbers out there, you kept for the service, you Game Pass. Why would you pay full price for the game? But you want to times 10 million sold, which that's false. Times $60, which how do you know that? To try to make a point that Microsoft is not losing money and saying that Game Pass is sustainable. You're trying to say Game Pass and is sustainable, but talking about people buying $60 games. It makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Fucking idiot, man. There's some people that just they just need to play games instead of trying to be journalists because the stuff they say they're like so excited about a company finance and not about what it's doing for gaming outside of making in some aspects of it worse. They're more excited about that. I'm like, how do you? I don't get these people, man.
I don't get it either. I don't
get it. I don't get it.
I don't understand. We talk about price gap, brace watching, $20, $40 too much for games, $60, $70 too much for games. Games got to be inexpensive, cheap games, but then you expect quality too. Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. There's a reason why there's Lexus cars and there's Hyundais. Like, there's a reason why there's a scale of expensive, Prada bags and there's cheap ass bags. Like, there's different types of leather. There's quality, and cost comes with quality. If I come in here and say you're gonna be experiencing this, you look at McDonald's, you can feed your family for $20. Whereas you go to dinner, $25 for an entree and a drink.
Right.
And I'm not saying that that's always the right way to do it, but there's definitely a difference in quality, presentation, production value, in everything in life. That's the way the world is. You just go to Fifth Avenue in New York City, go to the Avenue of the Americas and look at all those fancy stores and go, who would buy this when you could just get a wallet for a Walmart with like fake leather and a plastic? Like, yeah. Okay. But there are people that want to, that you shouldn't say the future is Walmart plastic wallets, because that's what I feel. That's what's going on, is that there's this group of Phil Ness juice drinkers that basically are just saying like the future is Walmart plastic wallets. And the people that want the Pradas, the people that want the quality and willing to spend that quality, that you are the fools.
Mm-hmm.
Why? When you could just use a wallet. It's like
why are you driving a Mercedes and BMW when we can all drive Kias?
Exactly. Frog, you know what? I'm going to give it simple for these Dustin Laguerres. I'm going to read you the story of the 3 little pigs. They all lived in 3 fucking houses. One was a cheap motherfucker with Game Pass and decided to build his house out of straw. The other one said, you know what? I'm going to build it out of some twigs. But I'm a fucking Game Pass lover too. But the other guy said, I got the PS5 in this house. This motherfucker's getting built up in bricks. This is quality games and quality house.
Yeah, that little pig with the first little pig with the hay.
The Game Pass pig?
He's a Game Pass pig with Series S.
Yeah, exactly. He's the Game Pass pig with the Series S. He built his house out of straw. They're all fucking houses. The other guy got a Series X, but he's like, you know what? I spent a little too much. I'm going to put twigs in my house. I spent a little much. Then the guy with the brick house got the fucking PS5 in there, and he goes, fuck you. This is quality. I'm building my house out of bricks. There you go. There's a story for you right there. There are 3 houses. You could live in any house you want, but I'm going to tell you which one's going to get the blown the fuck down. So I don't understand this like, let's live gaming in hay houses. Like, oh yeah, cheap ass gaming future. Dude, there are concerns with what is going on right now. Legitimate concerns, because Microsoft is flexing their goddamn wallet and forcing the gaming industry to go down their path. That's the issue at hand here, because it's not naturally happening. This service, you know what? Let me take down this 10 million plays. Obviously, Destin was talking out of his ass, shitting up the place, must be friends with Booty. He was completely wrong. 10 million players, not 10 million sold. Dude, do what you do and just whatever. You should know better. Journalism is a shithole. Good luck. There is no gaming journalist now. These guys realize that in order to try to be there, they got to be these pretend fanboys and like be guests on shows and all this other shit right now. You want to know what? If you were a true Xbox fan, you would have a fucking brain and realize they haven't announced sales numbers for a game in the last fucking half a decade. Okay? So I don't understand where you're pulling out sales numbers for. Please. I don't understand it. But the fucking circus is in town. That's all I got to say. But this last thing that I want to touch on here, this cheap-ass gaming services is our future. This is the thing that grinds my gears a lot. Because it's the pig in the hay straw house. Sticking out his fucking tongue out of the window going, this is the future, pig in the brick house. This is the future. My hay house, built on Phil Ness, is the future of gaming. Nobody wants your brick house. That's too expensive. Everybody wants my house of hay. Cheap-ass gaming. There's quality and content. And I'm not saying that you should be happy to overpay for something that maybe you don't find valuable or something that they're over asking for, like horse armor or something like that. There's definitely some people that do take advantage of that, and you learn your lesson, like you learn. So there are situations where, pricing can be misleading and it can be wrong, not identifying with quality. And, that's as a consumer, you have to make an educated purchase, Do some research. Don't listen to some dopes on the goddamn internet call themselves journalists. But let me tell you a story with this cheap-ass service stuff. And Frog is definitely going to get this story, and he knows the story too. When Xbox Live came out, there was not this media push. And again, we're different times. But Xbox Live took off because it was a good service. It added something new to gaming, to console gaming. And you basically ran to your parents' house and said, I need to get off of AOL bullshit and I need to get on hi-fi internet. I need a modem. You had to invest into that in order to get Xbox Live. And Xbox Live grew not because of dollar bill fill deals. They weren't giving out Xbox Live for $1. They weren't giving it out with a bag of chips. Xbox Live was $50 a year. Headset, an annual thing. And it basically grew because the service was good. They continued to add value to that service, and it naturally grew. They got good multiplayer games. They made good multiplayer games. Our good friends at Bungie made Halo 2. And basically, Xbox Live became a thing on its own. People wanted to make DLC. Developers made DLC because they saw people buying extra maps and buying those things. There was definitely some, growing pains with it. But the service actually grew because the industry embraced it, because it was something the consumer saw value in, and it grew that way. And what I try to say with Game Pass is that if Game Pass was such this great value and the publishers and the game developers saw great promise in this as the future or something that's going to change the industry, it's been around for over 5 years now, this subscription service. You would think that there would be more third-party interest, more subscribers, and more things in Game Pass. You wouldn't have to have a Shroud and Ninja moment. What's up, Thrash? How you doing, man? Hope you're feeling better. You wouldn't have a Ninja and Shroud moment where they basically have to go buy these big publishers. Why? If it was just about bringing games to Game Pass, they would just use their big money Phil wallet and just go get those games. Right? Right. But it's bigger than that. They have to buy these publishers. So there's not this natural growth. Phil talked about the flywheel. Well, if we keep putting games in Game Pass, eventually third party and stuff will want to do it the same thing and see the benefits of it. And that's not happening. 5 years in, 25 million. Where's the 2 billion? Oh, we got to buy them. So what they do, let's go buy publishers so we could control the games coming out. We could have the cadence of that. Also, we can manipulate the games to fit in our service model to get people to buy it, to go through our service instead of buying it. And we got to buy big publishers because we need to own everything to put it in our service. So they're artificially they're growing their service, not naturally by having people seek interest and make multiplayer games and multiplayer DLCs and things like that, and just the industry growing. They are forcefully taking big publishers like Bethesda, games they were getting already, Call of Duty, which they were getting already, buying the parent companies to funnel all that stuff. Because what is the first thing they say, grinders, when they buy these two big publishers? The first thing: we're going to put their games in Game Pass day one. That's the first thing they say. Then they talk about exclusivity. But the first thing they say, it's a Game Pass move. And that's the difference of forcing people through this. So people have concerns with, like, hey, if Microsoft just keeps cornering the market and buying all these big companies to just funnel these games to forcefully, because they own them now, to make them launch in Game Pass because they have to, because Microsoft owns them. Microsoft's taking the hit because EA and all of them are not going to sit there and make a game and spend all this money on making this game and put it in a service. Look at what some of these devs say. Like, they're like, I'm not putting my game in Game Pass because that hurts my sales, my day one sales. If the service was so embracing and great for them, they would put it in there, no questions asked. This is not a new service. It's been there for 5 years. So it didn't grow. So with that story, what I want to say is why. Why is that the future? Why is this camp of whoever hell they are? I don't care about their money, Froggy. Go rub your nipples in their goddamn dollar bills. Please. This is not a goddamn finance show. Microsoft could front the money. Microsoft, you saw what they did to Mixer. That was just a pimple on their ass, okay? They could come out 4 years from now after dragging your Xbox ass through the mud, come out on a Monday fucking morning and just be like, okay, we're done. We fucked up. Guys, it didn't work out for us. Shut it down. We're done. Yeah, we lost minus 5% this quarter. Fucking wrap it up. We're done. Like, if Mixer wasn't an indication of what the fuck they're capable of doing, they spend money on Ninja and Shroud. Pennies. Pennies. Just 6 months before shutting the whole fucking thing down. And guess what? PR, whatever, they didn't care. They had people crying on their streams on Mixer, how they sold off everything on Twitch to come there and bank on Microsoft's ecosystem and make a living through Mixer because they were paying before you get credit on Twitch. Nobody brings this up. Nobody talks about how they destroyed communities with Mixer, just shutting it down. They shut this shit down and people were crying, going like, this is my stream. This is my livelihood. Like, this is what I do. They didn't care. They shut it down. They said, fuck it, go to Facebook Gaming. Whatever. How's that doing, Windows Central? You following up with that fucking story? Yeah, I'm sure. You're trying to dig out of that fucking Halo 100 out of 100 magnum opus. But they destroyed a community of people that were really trying to make a life on Mixer. They shut it down overnight. They got so much money. Don't even talk about it because this Xbox and xCloud servers and 20,000 leagues under the sea and all this other shit. One Monday morning they could wake up and go, yeah, nah, Phil retired, we're done, sorry guys. How many copies of Windows did we sell this month? How many Office 365? We're good. They can do that. But back to my main point of cheap-ass services. Frog, I got to ask you this question, Frog. Why is the little pig in the hay house doing all the talking, all the capping, and telling us that is the future of how we're going to consume games, and that's how games are? Because I ask you, Frank, what proof do we have now that this is the success and what gamers want? That's the question I ask you, Frank. Why is this our future? That's the question. I understand it exists, but why is this saying this is going to replace the brick house?
That's true. I just think that oh man.
Like why? Why all of a sudden does everybody want cheap ass gaming? And then nonetheless, really think
that's one of those things that I don't really
get
know. Because I don't really get it. I know I'm about to spank the hell out of my dog if she keeps doing that.
Dude.
Stop. I don't yeah, I'm sorry. My son's dog. I don't know. I don't know where this mentality's come where we need this cheap game. I don't get it. Like things have been getting more expensive. We all understand this, but
yeah,
I don't think games in a subscription works like people think it does. People can try to compare it to like a Netflix or an Amazon, and I think that's the wrong way to think about something like this. I don't think you think about gaming services like a Netflix. I think if you think of it like that, you have to keep in mind you're gonna get a lot of games that aren't that great, and you just got to be willing to say, okay, like Netflix, I'm gonna get something that's bad, but how many shows do Netflix really produce where you're like, hey, this is a great show, and if it wasn't for this show, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. The service gaming thing, maybe it works for Microsoft in the sense of, well, we don't sell games like that anyway, so this makes for us. But to be honest with you, I know somebody in the chat was probably talking money. I don't see how they make money off this, but I don't even care about the money aspect. How is this better for gaming?
That's the biggest take home message.
That's the biggest thing I look at. I'm like, how is this better for gaming?
I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like, where's the proof? Like, you could count on your fingers games that it looks like it works for maybe the indie type games or the games that people are unsure of, like a supplemental service. And that's the thing.
The games, it doesn't work. Like I don't
like it, but those are the games you want. Like you want the kind of like you want the games where you're like, I'm glad I didn't buy that. Like, is that the future of gaming that you want? Like you're going to be playing a game and this service is beneficial to you because you're just glad you didn't spend money on the trash that you're playing. First off, time is money, right?
Because I look at Halo. Would Halo have been a better game if it wasn't a service? Yes, because they would have had no choice. But because they can put in a service, they're like, hey, this game
they can get away with that stuff.
We can fix it as it comes. And I'm like, I don't like that mentality.
No, but the problem is that there are people, a lot of people, the Xbox Camp people are saying that this is the future, though. This is how you're going to consume games. And my question is how is that exciting for a gamer when you're seeing what they're doing with it? They're sending you games that promises that they can never do. Like they're selling you things that games that are like freaking Kraken that don't have a body. Like they are moving on, and the games and even the games are not showing success. We just saw Halo dropped off huge numbers in 3 months. This is Halo. No problem, unknown.
I honestly think they're just on borrowed time at this point.
Like it really is questionable because like even you look at Gears 5, how quickly they had to force crossplay on that because the pool was drying up on PC. Like 6 months in, your game is like needs basically needs life support. But the game is on everything, Frog. The game is on everything. It is on PCs, phones, tablets, everywhere. So like your game is super saturated all over the place. It's not having the legs the previous games did when they were only on a console. When Gears 3 came out, like, it had longer legs than Gears 5, and Gears 5 is on more devices. Halo 3 had more legs on it. Halo Reach had more legs on it, longer legs. Even Halo 5, I think, performed better multiplayer-wise, longevity-wise, versus Halo Infinite. I don't recall 3 months later they going, Halo 5 is dead. Nobody was saying Halo 5 carried on pretty long. Halo Infinite is dropped off, and Microsoft's not sharing numbers. All they say is 20 million people checked out that car accident. Like, that's all it is. And we see the content that they put in there. So when you look at the difference, where is the proof that this model of subscription gaming and services within the subscription gaming is really beneficial to the gamer and our future? Like, just say, yeah, like, I was going crazy about my on the show on Friday when I was just like, the games like SIFU and Horizon and Zelda and Mario games and those games that come from Nintendo and Sony, how are those seen as bad because they cost money, but cheap games that you wouldn't buy is the future of gaming? Grinders, please, somebody in the chat. I don't get it. I don't get it. Nobody can answer. I just don't answer. I just don't get how that is the future of gaming. I can understand that it exists alongside of that, but I don't understand how games that have quality visually, have content, are wanted to be played. Even look at Uncharted, how you're playing it now and realizing what an incredible game that was then, and how even incredible it is still now to this day, that we rarely have seen something be better than that.
Right.
So you look at Uncharted and you're like, my God, this is a game that's quality is standing the test of time as we're playing it again. And I could say Microsoft, I'm not saying Microsoft never had this quality. The thing that grets me is that they used to embrace that approach. In back early Xbox One and the 360 days, they really embraced that approach like Nintendo and Sony. But all of a sudden, when they stopped, people just went wild and said, well, whatever Microsoft is doing is the future, because they basically sold out. They basically, they took their fans, they took them in the backyard, and they all give them a kick in the nuts and said, you know what, guys, we're kind of done with you. We're focusing on little Timmy on his cell phone and Fred on his PC. And, you know, you guys can come along for the ride you want. Here's some Xbox pajamas that you can wear to bed. The holes poked out the ass. I don't know. Here's some pajamas. You don't have to take them off to take a shit. There you go. They got the fucking window in the back where they could just like shit out their pants. They're called the booty pajamas, the booty PJs. They got. But like, when you make a game that stands the quality test of time, even like the what is it, the Switch Zelda game, like playing that, you're like, wow, the second one's gonna be. It's like, why is that not being celebrated? And you feel like they go, oh, that's too expensive, not worth it. $40 for SIFU? No, but dude, that is the evolution of an indie game. They will, you look at indie games now, some of them are some bullshit. And now this game at $40, Kana at $30, like, you look at those games, that should be the next gen version of what indie games should be doing. They shouldn't be poo-pooed on because they're too hard, doing something different, or cost money. They cost money. So, sorry. They should be in a fucking dollar bill fill service. Then I'll check it out. Because the only time I hear about Game Pass being a great value is when it's like, oh, I wouldn't have bought that piece of shit. Thanks, Phil. You saved my child. Like, you saved my son. My son would have never played this piece of fucking trash because I wouldn't spend my hard-earned money on it. But I want to thank you for having my son play this piece of shit because you saved him. He will be writing on my walls right now, but my son's loving this piece of shit game that I wasn't going to buy at all.
You just made the list.
Shit that's on Twitter. You saved my family with your cheap ass games that I would never fucking pay for.
Shit. Thanks a lot, Phil. Fucker.
Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Like, I don't get it. True Witty, member for 4-month grinder, VIP grinder. He goes, yo, Seafood is a legendary game. I'm loving it. Becoming a kung fu master. Sony should acquire the dev and Kana dev. Dude, I totally agree. Thank you so much, True Witty, for being here 4 months, baby. But I agree. Kana dev, you scooped. Yo, Kana 2, let's go. But this kung fu man, yo, this game Sifu should be celebrated, not tarnished because it costs money. I don't get it.
Oh, you got these cocksuckers.
Oh my God.
You got these guys out there, man. That's what they focus on, man. They just focus on mediocre stuff. So when you see something good, and especially when it's all about it's console, it's just console war stuff. They can't focus. They have shit for brains.
I don't get it. And that's where they're like, well, why you hate the service? No, I don't hate the service. I hate the people telling me that that's my future. You can go fuck yourself with that future. That's what I don't like. I don't like these influences and then the followers that eat up their ass going by and telling me, telling you, telling the Grindhouse, that's our future. Fuck your future. That's not my future, and that's not the future I want. I don't want no fucking bootleg Joel future that I gotta figure out what the fuck his name is after 2 seasons. Name him Fernando and bullshit. Spoilers. Fuck that. But that's not my future. You keep that shit over there. They did that not to benefit you. It was to benefit them because nobody was buying their stuff. That's why. So don't come and tell me that's my future. It's not our future. It's not the Grindhouse's future. It's not Frog's future. Your cloud shit, your goddamn service. If you want that service to be the future, then you need to have quality stuff and have it evolve naturally. That shit has to be lights out. Games that are unique, chances, things like that. Games like Sifu need to be in there. Where was Microsoft billions of dollars? Where was the billions when Sifu was getting made? When Kana was getting made? When Fist was getting made? Where were the billions? Those are the games that you start putting in there. Where was it? No, let's put fucking Hitman Trilogy in there. I wasn't going to buy that shit anyway. Thanks, Phil. You saved me and my family. We could eat dinner tonight. Honey, Phil saved us some money tonight. Put the ramen noodles away. He saved our family because I wasn't going to buy this shit anyway. But know what? He released a Midnight Blue controller. I got to go fucking buy that, though. I need 5 fucking controllers. That's the other thing, too. You see these fucking people. They got 7 fucking Xboxes, Xbox lights, Xbox fridge, Xbox donuts, 30 fucking controllers, a fucking TV with Phil Spencer's shrine on it. And then they're the ones on fucking Twitter going, $40 for Sifu? Get the fuck out of here. What? Here's my gaming setup. Here's the Phil Spencer shrine with a pubic hair that I got from fucking E3. Over here's the fucking Xbox light. Here's my 30 fucking controllers, all held by Halo Master Chief guys. And then here's my 3 TVs with green lighting around it because fuck blue. I need to have green lighting around this shit. Oh, and then wait a second. Here's my Xbox trophy list. There's the Xbox sign. Here's my Xbox chair. There's the refrigerator. Here's a bunch of the Doritos. 2 Xbox fridges. A picture of Aaron Greenberg. A picture I took with Phil Spencer at fucking E3. Matt Booty slapping my ass. And then I'll get... Fuck $70 for games. $70? Fuck that.
Too busy fucking worried about rooftop parties at
showing fucking LG C1s. Here's my OLED. Here's my OLED. My Series X with there's my Series X. Here's my fucking OLED. Here's my 30 fucking Xbox controllers. Fucking that's $1,500 TV, $2,000 TV. This thing and they're on with the fucking phone in their hand going $69.99. Fuck out of here. Red Ring of Death posters that they paid $25 for. Like, this is that's the future? The future is having fucking Phil Spencer shrines all over my house and then going on Twitter complaining about $60 games, $70 games.
That's the future.
Midnight Blue, Sneaker White, Halo Green. All these guys. Oh, I got to buy the new custom console. What? Wait, the Halo console? Oh, shit. I already got 2 Series X's. I got a Series S boosted. I just bought 3 of them already just fucking because I have to have them. And then you know what? After I buy that, I guess I got to get the Halo fucking Series X. You know what? That's 4 Series X's. Horizon, $70. Fuck this. That's not the future. It's about games that I would never buy because they don't look good going in my service. That's the future. Hell out of here. Damn right I'm unhinged. I told you to bring the fucking fire extinguishers. I told you.
Hey,
future.
That's why I tend not.
Let's ask Shannon Loftus how her future is. Hey, Shannon. How's your future? They threw you in the friggin' Xbox friggin' crazy room. She's gone. 29 years.
Oh, shit.
See you later. It only takes 5 or 6 years to make games. Dude, let me tell you something. You're going to sit here and go, oh, you know what? It takes 5, 6 years, Phil said, 7 years. Who is going to be around when this shit happens? This is what I mean. Time is money. Time does not stand still. Ask the Sandbox guy. That's right, DDP. Bang. Guy talking about day one guns. Motherfucker left on day one. There you go. Sandbox. The Sandbox guy for Halo. Day one guns. He's gone. She's gone. Sandbox guy left on day one. Talk about day one guns. He's gone day one. Shannon Loftus, 29 years, is gone. She was running the Age of Empires studio. She did say there'll be some updates to it before she left. That's what she said. But this is what I mean. Games announced 4 or 5 years ago still haven't had gameplay to them. People leave. Things happen. Like, that's why time is valuable. And when it takes so long, yep, she left. She wasn't doing much anyway. She kind of had a Twitter tirade and they kind of like shut it down. And then they put her in charge of the third-party publishing stuff, like Age of Empires. And she was, what was that, Old World Frog? What was it called? Like New World?
New World or something
yeah,
like
some
that.
New World or something like that. But she's gone. Like, you know, the Sandbox guy for Halo left on day one, but Phil said gaming. And who says Phil's going to be around, like in 5 years after he wins his awards? This stuff, he told you 4 years ago, it's about this. I'll plan for cloud is the 3 years from now, 5G. 3 years ago, 2019, he was talking that. Anything change? But come to my grindhouse door, knock on it, and tell me this is the future. No. It's not going to be the future because you will it to be. It's going to be the future because they need to make it worthwhile for us. That's the difference. And that's the thing that I always said about Game Pass and this service. It is going to live and die by Microsoft first-party content. And that's the thing that people say that they spend their money on. Oh, I pay $15 a month for first-party content. What happened? Where is it? So please, don't tell me it's the future. Because we have yet to see proof that this thing is even working now to this day. And after looking at see what they did to Halo, I don't want all my games to be Frankenstein like that. I don't want to have to paying a service and waiting for Twitter updates to find out if it's worthwhile. Is it safe to go back? Frog, I'll call you up like, Frog, is it safe to go back in the game? Like, is it safe to go back?
No, you definitely don't want that.
Who wants that?
Who wants the game?
Who has
like
time like that, Frog? Who has time to be checking Twitter to figure out if the update came out so that basically I could go back into the game? Like, come on. That's not a future. And the thing is I agree that subscription services should exist. Because I remember they were doing the same thing with VR. And this is the last point about VR. Remember when VR was coming out? They're like, this is the future of gaming. This is going to replace everything. I love VR. But did it? Frog did it? No, right?
Damn sure didn't. I had to
It
mute
didn't.
myself. The grindhounds are going crazy. Somebody's at my door again.
They're trying to sell you Game Pass subscriptions. But, yeah, I'm interested to say, like, this is the thing. Like, I don't mind the subscription services. Like, I sign up at PS Now. I did Game Pass. But I think that needs to live alongside of a traditional model. There needs to be balance with the Force. There needs to be some sort of balance. There needs to be, you still get your routine games that don't belong in the service that maybe cost more money to make and more stuff to do. But also you get games that go in the service, and it lives alongside that. VR did that when they were saying VR was going to be the future. But now I don't think that's the whole way that we consume games. Yo, what's up, Thrash? How you doing? Thrash is going to give some final thoughts, man. Let's go.
What up? I thought I'd just come here and say what's up.
Dude, what's up, man? How you doing? How you feeling?
A little bit better, man. I'm getting over it now. I'm good. I just got a little, the after effects of having a cold and shit.
Oh, jeez, man. Yeah, I heard you.
Good video on Dusty Legary, man. That dude.
But, I heard he was watching it. He was like, "I'm watching it."
I think he watched it. Oh yeah, he
watched it.
Yeah, he watched it. But you know what? At least one thing I could say is at least he knew he watched it. He was like, "Damn, yeah, you got me." Yeah, dude, because you can't be that guy out there that's supposed to be this journalist, this gamer, and you're really not talking facts. You're just speaking out the side of your neck.
Yeah.
I can't stand them dudes.
I can't understand it. I can't understand how it's even acceptable. It's like Xbox fans are too busy worried about somebody agreeing with them rather than somebody telling them the facts.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
If the facts are that bad,
10 million, dude, I'm like, what?
Crazy. Like, how can the facts be that bad? The facts are so bad that you lies openly. Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
And you think, like, as somebody, as a journalist, like, they would do, maybe invite that comedian or something on an interview and have a discussion with them. I think that would be a little legit conversation, especially for a journalist to do, rather than kind of just counter them with just kind of, like, look up Google searches and saying 10 million. Like, that's funny. Like, dude, I don't
see how I got him with that? Like, he couldn't say shit about it because it's the facts. He looked up how much it sold, and then it showed, the first thing it shows is that, but it's because that's the only article who wrote stupid shit saying in their title that it sold this many copies. But when you actually click the article, it shows that it's players.
Exactly.
And he didn't even click the article. He just saw that and then got his information from that. Like, what gamer can't do that? You're supposed to be a journalist. You're supposed to have this information. You're supposed to have more information than us. That's why people listen to you, and you don't.
And more credibility because of your history or whatever like that. And also, too, like, if you're an Xbox, if he's an Xbox-centric like fan or whatever, he would know that Microsoft never releases sales numbers of games. Like,
right?
So,
but he's not like
how would
trust
you
me, this second, like, because he left that comment saying that I'm bad at editing and I didn't go
like that, dude. That's
I'm
all
like,
I'm
on a cell phone right now. Like, I'm gonna do better editing than him on my cell phone. I do better editing than most people on the PlayStation.
I think that's Steven Spielberg.
So it's like, like, this nigga don't know who he fucking with. I'm about to make a movie like thing on this fucking nigga. I be fucked up.
You gotta do a documentary, like those little documentaries with the music in the background. Like, hey, is this good quality for you? Presented by Thrash Productions.
Shit, I was even thinking about taking his video and editing it for his ass to make it look better than what the fuck he does. All he does is in front of a computer to read scripts and article lines.
I don't understand that, but yeah, I just don't get. I just don't get, like, I get gaming journalism is a joke. Even thing with the SIFU and, like, saying, like, how hard, like, people already complaining it's hard, and I'm like, Jesus, like, are you kidding me? What's wrong with the gaming media? They're garbage. And it is. I think Ghostface is right. Clickbait. It's all clickbait and all just like, look at me. and that's what it is.
That's what it is. Sadly, it's all clickbait. It's all causing controversy for attention. That's more important to them than actually delivering accurate news.
Yeah,
for a gamer.
imagine if he's like, well, you know what? I called up. I have an interview. I'm gonna find out. Hey, how's Perfect Dark coming? How's this game coming? How's this game? No, they don't ask. They're like, well, the Game Pass is great. It's like, well, why don't you ask about some of the games that might be coming to your service that you've been waiting years for? Like nobody asks about that.
Exactly.
Windows Central, where's your inside interview? You tell me, you keep talking about new games like Project Asshole and Project Shitface. And, and it's like, you're adding more games to the list. Why don't you follow up on the games that were announced already and saying, where are they, before you tell me about Project Asshole? I don't care about Project Asshole.
or some kind of acquisition. Like, what does acquisitions do for us? Like, so what on your acquisitions? Like, what you gonna do? Acquire
the gamer ultimately.
Exactly. Quite more acquisition.
Like you said, what does that ultimately do? Because you acquire, what does that do for the gamer ultimately?
They don't know, and that's the other thing. Like, you sit here and go, is it exclusive? Is it not? The first thing you know is that it's coming to Game Pass. Like, that's the only thing. Like, and they don't say anything else. Yeah. Now it's all mystery.
Yeah. And that's what they want to do. They want to assume it. But then you see what Destin should be reporting on is the importance of when they bought Activision. And that same day they announced it, they also announced Phil Spencer getting a new position.
Yes.
And that new position is for a new studio named Microsoft Gaming. So what's going on with Xbox Studios? And it is Activision part of Xbox Studios. And then if you look at the Bungie, it's like the same thing there, except Bungie runs their own company. They don't report to Herman Host. They are part of the studios. Group. They're not part of PlayStation Studios. Yeah. So people, I'm not understanding why these journalists aren't digging deeper into this. Why do we as gamers got to report to gamers when you're a journalist under this big ass name? You take all the influence and all these
things. You got PR people. You get all this stuff. Like, why don't you try to find out? Like, I just think, like, find out some of the stuff going on with the brand and with the game. Like, just ask about the games. Like, I don't understand. Like, they get interviews, they sit there, and it's like, so Phil, tell us about. Oh, I'm not done buying studios. Like, oh, and let me tell you about the cloud. And the cloud is gonna be a good thing. Like, it's like, why you let him spew his bullshit? I understand. Like, he probably has a PR person with a gun to that. Like, it's like, oh, you can't say anything. But like, nobody even puts on Twitter like, hey, how's Perfect? And know what else it indicates? It indicates that people are not really excited about the game that they announced, because nobody's asking, hey, how's Perfect Dark coming? Like, they haven't said anything in 2 years, and then the year update was like, hey, we're getting help from Crystal Dynamics. You know what else I also saw? I went on to Redfall's like Twitter page. The last time they tweeted was like in June when they announced their game. Like, and then now, maybe they did something like in October, but their Twitter page is like dead. Like, what? Like, how are you promoting? I don't know. Like, Redfall, like, it's supposed to come out in the summertime. You look at how Horizon was presented, man. They were dropping videos and updates all throughout the year. Like, and now you look at Redfall, and it's like their Twitter page is dead. Like, you go there, there's no updates. They haven't tweeted in like 4 months. What, they in crunch mode? Another complaint? Like,
they're supposed to launch something this year. And here we are 2 months in, and no update, no trailer, no nothing. Are we waiting for E3? Why we gotta wait for E3 for everything? Can we know when these games are coming out? You know what I mean? Like, they're supposed to come out this year. Everything coming out for Sony this year has had a trailer.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I was looking at it. Where is it? Dude, here it is right here. I was like looking. This game's supposed to come out. Where the hell's that last tweet? September 16th was their last tweet, and it was their tweeting the character whatever. This is their tweet. This is for a game that's coming out in the summer. They're following one person, and it's Arcane Studios, the people that make it. Dude,
that's ridiculous.
That's it? They follow one person?
They follow one person, and it's Arcane Studios, and they got 18,000 followers here. And their last tweet was September 16th, and yeah, this is Redfall. I know it's not Microsoft first party studio, but Jesus, like tweeted, like,
I think that game is gonna be another game. Oh, here's my dog game, man.
Dude, I'm not saying, like,
barking. That game is gonna be a shit show.
It is. The media is just a bunch. Microsoft called me check, and they all went home.
that's the scary part about things like Game Pass. Like you said earlier, it's trash games. It's going to get a slap on the wrist. Oh, because it's on Game Pass.
Yeah,
And it's like,
it's
whoa,
excuse.
like,
What's a
I
service?
think gamers need to realize that your money, when you want a subscription service, and that's all the fuck you want to do, your time is money. You know what I'm saying? Because every day that goes by is every day that you're gonna have to be closer to you having to pay again, and you're paying for shit that you're not playing. You're paying to wait right now.
Exactly.
You know, and that's the majority of these gamers.
But that's the future.
The majority of these gamers just like to download shit and then wait for the next thing to download and not play.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
You know how many of these motherfuckers downloaded MLB The Show and ain't got no trophy? I mean, no achievements on it.
Nope.
You know what I'm
Just
saying?
download
Flight Simulator, all that, like crazy.
It's more about a console or fanboy war than it is even about actually playing games.
But it's also about the message, about saying it's a game. And then the thing that gets me pissed off is they say it's the future. Like, oh no, this is the future. I'm like, you're waiting for games. The quality. Look at what happened to Halo. Like, the demonstration there is not that this looks like something that should be something gamers should be excited for. And that comedian guy was kind of saying like, hey, it seems like Microsoft is forcing publishers down this pathway by buying them, and they're trying to bottom out gaming. They're trying to get, and we talk about it a lot when we say about the Apple Store, how they just went to zero so quick. The only way to do it was turn everything into a service monetization microtransaction, because you can't go lower than zero, you know? And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make gaming so inexpensive and so just like massive audience, mass appeal. It's going to try to stranglehold basically the companies that are trying to issue quality.
But see, the problem with that is like gaming is different in most media. It's interactive. That's why the Netflix whole thing is like, you do know that Netflix is not an interactive media. Like, gaming is totally different, and I think that people, they think that, hey, this work, this Netflix type model, and it doesn't really work for gaming like that. It works for music, it works for movies, because you don't interact with it. When you interact with something, it's totally different. And that's why I think people don't get the bigger picture. Is this is stuff you interact with, and the quality of the stuff you interact with now may take a hit, because they're like, well, we can just put in a service and always update it. And updating, you'll just wait because you're in this service baked in here. Do you really want a game like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you really? Who wants a game like that where I'm waiting for the next? Oh, I can finally squat now in this game because they just added it. You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to wait for that?
Yeah, big facts.
Yeah,
big facts. I mean, it's they think it's the future, but I keep telling people, I keep hearing gamers, even PlayStation gamers, get to that shit, and I be like, look, bro,
it's not the future.
The future is only what you're willing to pay for.
Yeah.
The majority of Xbox gamers don't want Game Pass. If they wanted Game Pass, they would have had it. It's been around for 4 years for a single
It's been around for quite some time, right?
Yeah.
You're my number one customer.
Just like PlayStation gamers don't want PS Now. PS Now was a better deal than Game Pass, has more games than Game Pass, has more quality than Game Pass at a cheaper price. And nobody, buying that. We're all happy waiting for fucking Horizon to come out for $70 fucking dollars. If it was the future, then it would be showing already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely, you'll hear everybody talking about it. Nigga, you wouldn't hear Europe talking about telling Microsoft to get rid of their zombie accounts for Game Pass. You know what I mean? Like, Microsoft would be reporting concurrent numbers, active user numbers, instead of just the number of people who tried it.
Exactly.
The number of emails you've seen. I mean, they don't realize that their people are repeating buys by making new accounts, getting Game Pass for the 3 months for $1 or whatever the fuck, and then using their old account to get the achievements and everything and build that way. Like, this is the same people, they just robbing you. They know it, but they like to report those numbers to make it seem like it's the future, because this is the only way Microsoft will be successful that way, other than being a third-party publisher.
Yeah.
So
yeah, which I think they're eventually going to do that. I think they're going that route. You buy up all these, it just makes it easier to say, okay, we don't have to make consoles anymore. We can just publish shit and put it out there. And we can put it in our Game Pass model, and then we can put it on PlayStation, because it won't matter at this point. We're about making money. The bottom line is making money. Yeah,
we're Sega with a service. That's what they are.
We're Sega with a service and money. That's the only difference.
That's all it is. Yeah, we're not. We can take a hit. We can do all of this. We can take chances, which they're doing. But then clearly they have a backup plan. You don't need to buy publishers. Sony ain't
No.
buying publishers. Sony is buying developers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know what
they're
I'm saying?
buying the people with the
Publishers.
talent.
You
So
buy
they're getting a
publishers
lot of
because you
people.
want to manipulate. I feel like they want to manipulate the way these games are made, how they're released, and what parts are
Yeah.
released, and they want to have all that control. Because if they just wanted to put games in the service, they could have easily just use billions and like said, "Hey, this game we want Call of Duty to launch on our service next year." They could have bought that. They could have paid off Activision or something like that. But they got to own
cheaper.
them. But cheaper, much cheaper. Shout out to the
Yes,
1B. Oh, I gotta read the super chat here. The 1B22000 with the $10. He goes, the last time a company tried to flood the market with an abundance of mediocre games, it crashed the industry. Hashtag Atari. Boom. Yo, thank you so much for that super chat. You're totally right.
Crashed the industry. You're right.
The one is right.
And we understand as gamers that it costs more to make games than it ever has. But at the same time, Sony has raised the price for games to subside that. Microsoft
And see,
hasn't raised
people,
the price.
and that's the other thing. People are shitting on that. And I think about like, I remember the 360 era when it was $99. We've been like this for quite some time at $59.99. At some point, it was going to go up. But people got to think. Microsoft started this whole raising the price thing because when Microsoft 360 came out, they said their games would be $49.99 unless it was, and then third-party developers can change to the price they want. The first game that came out at $59.99 was Gears of War, a game that was only on their platform. And the reason they said they could charge that, is because we don't own it and we don't make it. They're just putting it on our console.
That. Oh my god!
That was the first game was $59, and from that point on,
it was always $60.
All games were $59. Yeah, they were $60.
Oh, yeah.
They set a precedent. So they're a reason. In a lot of ways, there's a lot of things you can thank Microsoft and Xbox for that are good and bad. But the reality is, Sony had a low point. I do think in the PS3 era, even though it outsold 360 when it's all said and done, they had a low point because they get a little arrogant. But on the flip side of it all, Microsoft should have realized what they did last generation 360, and they became the PlayStation 3 of that Xbox One generation. They got arrogant, and then it got stopped. And then once Sony figured it out, it was like, yo, y'all do realize that we're on this is our fifth system, and you do realize all of our systems have been close to 100 million in sales or over. We've only had one system that didn't hit the 100 million mark. The rest of them, they were killer. And I think that at the end of the day, Xbox will never catch up to PlayStation. They will eventually go third party, and there'll be multi-plats everywhere. And PC is where they want their gamers anyway, because once you can get the market there, whether the streaming certain, it's just easier for them.
Yeah, but it seems kind of hard that that PC crowd. I always said like the PC crowd is they have different expectations and different things. They don't want repackaged. They don't want they want their games like ultra wide screen. They want that kind of support. They have an expectation there, and I always feel that they're a different market that is hard to kind of market a console game and a PC game at the same time and say, hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Hey, it's a console game, but it's really a PC game and stuff like that. Like that's why when Sony does this tiered approach of putting their games on PC at a later time, like the game is not initially compromised for that, unless the studio is built for that in mind. Like that's the thing that seems to be a little pivot point for Microsoft, is that a lot of their studios seem to be very ignorant when it came to PC development. 343 being the first. Like they weren't built for that stuff. Whereas, I think Bethesda might have, they have buggy games, but they're more, I think, in line as a publisher to kind of do that kind of PC console release. But like the Microsoft internal ones, like they had issues. Like they really weren't prepared for those things. But
no, not at all.
And again, you don't want to see when they say we're going cross-platform, the game suffering quality or bugs and things like that. So that's why I just hope that when Sony starts doing this PC stuff, and if they don't do day and date, but if some of their games are day and date, like that Haven Studio or something like that, that the quality's there. But the thing is that Sony just seems to establish quality games. Like quality seems to be the utmost importance in there. And ever since Game Pass came around, Sony really doubled down on quality and ensuring their games, even these games like Kena and SIFU, even those games really having a certain quality to them, that this is not just like some indie stuff that we just signed just to get something out for the month. And, I can't wait. I gotta go play some now, but, I want to thank Thrash and Frogs. What an incredible show. And I want to wrap this up. I want to thank all the grinders, over 150. Hit that like button, share it out. Thank you so much for the super chats and the new VIP grinders. Frogs, tell them where they can find you. Thrash, I think you know. Do what you do, but Frogs
you
first,
guys
go.
can find me at you guys can find me Frogs Dream on Twitter. Frog and Pepper on PlayStation, Frog and Pepper on Xbox when I do play it. Yeah, that's basically it. Because that's all I really have with Twitter. You can find me on YouTube sometimes when I'm streaming, making funny videos. Clowning my boy Steve on Call of Duty or whatever we're playing.
Dude, we're gonna have to stream again. There's some wild times, man. Screaming, yelling, and stuff like that.
Man, y'all gotta watch me. Just you gotta watch my gaming with Steve. Go watch my gaming with Steve. That should be a segment in itself because that
should be a segment.
That guy,
you're right.
Oh my gosh, man, that guy's it's crazy. It gets crazy. Yeah.
Yo, thanks, Frog. And Thrash, thank you for jumping on, man. I appreciate you jumping on, taking the time out. Definitely, everybody go watch Thrash's videos, man. They are awesome. And his production quality is awesome as well.
Yes.
Especially his documentaries. But yeah, I can't wait to see his next video on the production value. He's gonna have some voiceovers. He's gonna have like actors, like they're like hire professional actors, kind of like basically role playing.
Oh shit! I'm over here talking this whole time.
Oh shit! You're talking. You're mute. Thrash, tell them. I know you don't like to say where they can find you, but they will find you.
Yeah. If you don't know where I am, it's because you're not supposed to. Fucking just step your game and shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, thanks so much, man, for jumping on. But definitely go check out his videos if you find them on the internet and on Twitter as well. Fighting the good fight out there. But grinders, everybody, thank you again so much. Again, don't come over here telling me what my future is when you still got to prove to yourself that this is a good way of gaming. So anyway, hit that like button, share it out, guys. Thank you again. Stay here for Grinding Bites coming through later on the week and another epic show. The Grindhouse closes for another evening. Thank you again, everybody. Talk to you guys soon.